Welcome to the From the 108 podcast, starring the drunk uncles of White Sox Twitter. He's a Twitter-like whore, an Instagram thirst trap, and your grandma's guilty pleasure, BeefLoaf. A West Coast attitude in a decidedly Midwest body, MySoxSummer. And your host, he's sharing obscure music thoughts to give you time to hit the bathroom, Chorizy-E.
Thank you, Chorizy. Welcome to the From the 108 podcast. Get ready for some baseball, beer, and bullshit. And remember the drinking rules. If BeefLoaf says allegedly, or that he wrote a blog about that, you drink. Write a fucking blog every once in a while. If MySoxSummer talks about the gym or tells us he simply didn't have time, you drink. And if I talk music or Star Wars, you drink. And of course, you can make all of us drink for $1.08 or more.
Please more.
Speaking of drinking, boys, what are you drinking? And I'm pretty sure none of us are on the quest because there's only two things left and they're not found on planet Earth. MySoxSummer, what are you drinking?
So tonight, I am drinking one of my old standbys, the Woodford Reserve. This is a special bottle that my wife got me after we've been married for 10 years. So I'm going to cash that tonight probably, and then I'll refill it. I'm going to refill it with like Woodford Reserve still. It's
Beautiful.
a cool little one.
What
And
a
I'm
nice
drinking
gift.
it out. We're drinking it out of my new glass from Rich.
Nice ball
It
there.
has 108 on there, and then it also says on the back, I didn't have time. So it was good. I opened all of them and saw all of them. So you guys had good ones too, but this one was the best.
You did not have time to find the jug of Fortissimo. I see.
No.
BeefLoaf, what are you drinking?
Boys, I'm not on the quest, but I was realizing because we had to get on the quest, I bought a bunch of stuff that had to put me on the quest. I should start drinking some of it otherwise. And so
There we go.
I got the Bombay Sapphire tonight. I got a little tonic water.
All right.
And then, I got some limes in here. I got a little lime
There we
action.
go.
So I got a little gin and tonic. A refreshing drink on a hot night. So I'm indoors. It's cooler, but I thought about going white wine. But you know how the wine makes me emotional, Chorizy. I wanted to make sure I stay away from it. I don't know how long this podcast is going to go. So I
don't need you.
Nice cool
I don't want you reeling off the words when you get emotional, you know.
Start crying.
Right. Chorizy, what are you drinking, my friend?
Well, I'm not on the quest. I couldn't find the jug. I went to multiple places for the jug.
Jug looking.
Could not find it. I found
7-Eleven.
plenty of jugs of
Look
Carlos
at
Rossi. Those are
Look at
plenty.
more jugs than you and I look at on the internet, MSS.
Oh my God. Great magazine. But I went with the Benchmark, which is what I got when I ordered the old Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, yeah.
So nothing like 100 proof to get me through the show. I know Beef is going to be taking down the second half of the show. So
Yes, sir.
You just
like
going
it's a
on
good-
the rocks?
It's a
You
good
going
time.
neat?
Just a big ice cube. Just a
Nice.
big ice cube. I got the new glass too
Nice.
from Rich. Got the
motherfucker.
Empire on one side. Got the Chorizy on the other. It's beautiful.
Nice.
I noticed you guys are both going rocks.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like when I have tequila, I prefer to not go rocks. I don't want anything in there with it. How do you guys feel about that? I understand the big cube is supposed to not melt down as fast or whatever. But how do you feel about rocks versus neat situation?
I like a little water in my drink, to be honest.
Okay,
I like a little water.
I like it to melt a little bit, especially
opens it
this.
up.
This is like a 100 proof jobber here, so I need that a
I
little
want you to
bit.
frame that right there.
Also, Beef.
I
It's
missed it.
185 degrees out, and I'm wearing ear cans. So, like, I mean, I know I'm in an air conditioned house, but like,
I was going to say,
but,
wait, you have the
nevertheless-
windows open?
nevertheless, it's summer. I need ice in my drinks.
You don't strike me as a sweaty guy, Chorizy, but you know what?
That's
Everyone
only
has their
because
limits.
I'm always dehydrated. That's why I'm not a sweaty guy.
Absolutely.
But speaking of drinking, guys, I think we got a drink here.
Oh, nice.
John Nava says, "Cheers, fellas! About to start my vacation tomorrow. Plan to do a lot of 108.
Damn.
Oh, good
Oh,
job,
boy, John.
Get
Sweet.
in there.
Thank you, my friend.
Will you be on the quest?
This feels-
Are you going to be drinking Fortissimo?
This feels like a good night to have a couple 2-3 before you get into that vacation. You're just
That's right.
conditioning yourself for the vacation.
Runway that shit. You got to runway
Exactly.
up. Yeah,
Exactly. You
go
can't
in
just
hot.
go in cold.
No, you're going cold. You're in bad shape.
That
You're
first
gonna have
day,
a bad second day then. Your second day will be a bad day unless you get the runway.
You gotta ramp up. You gotta ramp up. Another drink here from Barry Bag of Donuts. He says, I
Oh,
consider
man.
3 of you my good friends. You're all amazing. Barry, so are you, buddy.
Bless you,
Thanks, Barry.
Appreciate you, my friend.
Always showing up to our events. We appreciate that.
Yeah, really. Absolutely.
Getting
I feel like Barry should
drunk
always
in his arcade right now. I love
like
it.
he should win a prize like every time I say his name. Like it feels like from that last time we were there, he won like 30 prizes, and I was like, I couldn't have been happier. Give everything to Barry.
Yeah, we can have some.
Absolutely.
So guys, I want to just lay something out real quick
You
because
just started off, huh? All right.
this
Like
shit's
it,
getting
like it.
getting a little ridiculous now. Guy comes up to me at work and he's like, "Hey, you're a White Sox fan, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I played high school ball with Ryan Noda."
Oh my God.
I'm like, "Ryan Noda from Volo, Illinois?" And he's like, "Yeah, from Volo." This has gone on too far, guys. This got too long. What's going like this is like Truman Show shit. People are just fucking with me now, and it's got to be one of you behind this. Like,
Yeah,
Volo does not exist. There's not a museum. All of this is bullshit, and you guys are all just fucking with me, and I'm a little tired of it, to be honest. Now you're coming into my fucking workplace with this shit.
I'm
The guy, who
old and
believes,
confused.
hang on, the guy who believes in aliens can't
Right.
read a fucking map and tell you that the city exists.
Yes.
And get your old fucking map out of there and read the goddamn thing, Chorizy, and you'll see that the fucking thing exists. all
Or
right?
just, you know what? Get in one of your
I don't
multiple
believe it.
cars that you own and drive up
Drive
there and
there.
see if it exists.
Drive past it.
You can do this pretty
This is a
simply.
trick. This
You
is a
could-
trick.
Unfortunately, you won't be going up to Polish's house, but you could have swung by there on the way to Polish's house. They're
He
like
believes
right
in all
next to
these
each other.
galaxies and Star Wars and all this shit and the crop formations but a city that has been around forever, according to everyone else. And this is a no-go for Chorizy. He can't, and it's in his own home state, and he can't
Right.
believe it. He has no shot.
You've never talked about it, Beef. We've had so many conversations in our lives.
It's not in my interest. I'm not interested in it. Okay, I don't
There's
talk
a lot
about
of
a lot of
towns I've
stuff.
never
Okay,
talked about.
I'm not obligated to talk about everything that exists, Chorizy. Just in case you're wondering, okay, you should not base what I speak about as the knowledge base of what actually exists out there. More things exist than what I talk about.
Don't, JT, you're feeding into Chorizy.
Exactly.
JT says
Exactly.
it's
JT
all
knows.
Google Maps.
JT knows.
doesn't even know how to
JT,
open a
please,
Google
stop.
map. How is he going to
JT.
alter it? He has no clue. There's no
JT's
way.
with me.
No, I don't think so.
We're right. We're
Oh,
right.
see, JT says
Quest
Bolo
line.
Damn
Liquor
it.
Store has the quest line.
Now everybody.
The 14th, the 14th
Now I'm
one
going.
gets delivered from there.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry that we just besmirched JT in the first tweet or the
That's
first
revenge
comment
right there.
because the second one is great because we need Chorizy to go up to any liquor store in Bolo and get some Fortissimo wine.
Comment number 1, you're a bold-faced liar. Comment number 2, yeah, absolutely right. You're the
You're
best.
100% right. Oh, look who's in. Quarantine's
No,
in.
see, now-
yeah. All right.
Now I know this.
is
Now I know this
happening.
to work.
Now you know it's a setup.
Work.
This is happening.
It's too late.
Just don't go there before 10 o'clock because I don't think the liquor store is open until like 11 or 12. You know, it's probably one of those
Oh,
kind
it's one of those cities. Yeah,
gotta be. It's gotta be.
Got to
Speaking
open
of
after
ridiculous
church.
shit that I didn't know. Billy Corgan sued Collective Soul. Are you aware of this? I told you.
No.
What for?
So this is back like in the 90s, I guess. But he sued them over the song Shine. He said that was a absolute ripoff of a couple of his songs.
No.
And the tone is slightly similar of like the open of both of them.
Yeah.
But I'm like, 1, how are you claiming this? 2, why are you claiming this? And 3, are you seriously taking this to court? He takes it to fucking court.
Yeah.
And I forget his name, Ed, whatever, from Collective Soul, the main guy. He busts out a demo from like 2 years before Gish came out. And he's like, this is the first demo of Shine. It's from like 1986 or whatever.
Ed Roland.
Ed Roland, the Roland brothers.
Yeah, the Roland brothers. Dean and Ed. Yep.
Roland brothers that we know. Beef.
Not the, there's too many of them to even think about.
master.
Like, there's so many Roland brothers.
That's a prolific Bridgeport family.
Absolutely.
Not
You need
not
them
in
on your
Collective
side.
Soul.
That's basically half
Not-
of Bridgeport.
yeah,
You gotta have
yeah.
them on your side.
Not in Collective Soul. But he busts this out and obviously proves this shit wrong, right?
Yeah.
Billy Corgan still mad about this shit. They showed a video of him from like a couple years ago where he like broke into playing Shine and then was like, fuck that song. That song sucks. Fuck those guys.
In a way, don't you love the pettiness of it, though?
I
Treasy?
do.
It's not
I
even
do.
about money. Billy Corgan got a lot of money. It's not even about money. No way it is.
And Beef, the thing that I saw this in is an 18-minute video of Billy Corgan claiming that everybody ripped him off. Like literally, Metallica ripped him off.
Yeah,
fucking Collective Soul. Like you couldn't have a more eclectic group of people that ripped him off. Like it was like Kramer in that one episode when he's like 4.9 financing. I thought of that. Like that is the level of bullshit that this whole like 18-minute video was, and none of it was like conjecture. It was all direct Billy Corgan quotes. It was like him. There was audio of him saying all of this.
I'm just realizing. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say he's kind of a prick. And you sent me that video, and I know that it's a shocker, but I didn't have time to watch 15 minutes of Billy Corgan complaining about other people. But yeah, I just listened to the song that you said they're ripping off. Rhinoceros does not sound like Shine. I mean, it just doesn't like not even close. The tempo is not the same. Yeah. And Rhinoceros was never a hit. So like Shine was a much bigger song. So they did it better. So Billy should just kind of shut up and not like remind people that he didn't write that good of a song.
Well, also I like
Rhinoceros is good.
He's also out there going like, this fucking song sucks. Fuck those guys. They suck. And it's like, you're saying that's your song, though.
Right? They stole it from me, but it's horrible.
Is it like it's in the same vein, Chorizy, as when you're chanting overrated at the team that's beating you or that you're beating. Right? You're destroying the number one ranked team and you start chanting the overrated tweet. It's like, okay, so I guess we're not as good as we thought we were. Like
we kind of suck a little bit more.
One team. You should be like, no, they are properly ranked and we are beating them. Yes.
Let's get John Carney brings up a good point real quick here, Tracy. He wants to know if Billy Corgan is suing Chi Sox fan Mike for ripping off a tweet. It's like, that's been in the news lately today.
It's possible it went the other way.
We should probably give that another beat.
Let's get a drink here from Nathan Shiba. He says, I'm not obligated to talk about everything that exists. More prescient words have never been spoken, Beef.
Cheers. Thank you, Nathan. Appreciate you. Appreciate some of the commenters having a BeefLoaf back. Thank you.
I'm still frozen. Am I frozen still?
Nah, you're just a little choppy. You're all right, though.
I'm unfrozen.
But I was thinking about the parallels here, Chorizy, because of all the groups in Sox Twitter that make content, nobody gets saltier about stolen content from them, especially in certain forms, than us. So I felt myself in the Billy Corgan thing. I was thinking about that. There's a certain hashtag out there that we got salty about for years. I was like, hey, we're just like Billy Corgan.
Hold on, though.
Well, we didn't sue anybody.
We didn't say anything about it.
No. Well, it was,
you never even brought it up.
It wasn't worth anything to sue.
No, that's the thing.
Have we ever been on Howard Stern and said, I have no idea how Pearl Jam is popular?
No, we're not.
He's a nut, dude. He's a straight nut. And like I think that all came to light when he had that Bill Burr was like going, why are you bringing this up? Why do you even talk about this? You're just like, you're driving me crazy. People are asking me questions about this. This is stupid. Shut up. And then he called him. Then he made fun of the North Siders. That was fun.
He did. Yeah, he stuck up for the Sox.
I do appreciate that Billy Corgan brought it up, so we got that clip. That was a really good clip.
Beef, as you are not frozen in ice, I'd like to ask you, how are you doing?
Oh man.
Good. We can hear you, MSS.
We can hear you. You're good, MSS.
Shit.
It just looks like you're right in the middle of speaking. So like anytime you talk, it's gonna look okay.
Yeah, you're in the middle of an anecdote, according to your picture, which is nice. That's a good way to do it.
My Wi-Fi was on. I'm gonna shut it off.
It looks like you're grabbing someone's ass. Is what it looks like.
I am.
Janko says, "Yeah, MSS, your video's frozen. We can hear you beautifully, so that's good."
Nice.
There you go.
And, SPF says would be a great screenshot. Yeah, you're back.
You're unfrozen, but a little blurry, like you're in the witness protection program. It's nice.
Which is probably a good idea because you're the only Italian on the show.
I'm the Italian. Yeah, you fucking.
We had to blur it. We had to blur his cocks out. How you doing tonight, Beef?
I'm good. I've seen a couple things out there, and I want to discuss with you boys. First off is a tweet from that White Sox fan. It's Kerry. We know Kerry. Everyone knows Kerry.
Yeah.
He's been kind of not on Twitter so much, and then popping up a little bit more lately. And he put a tweet out, and that was yesterday on Wednesday. He says, "Brother-in-law, I was watching the game in the other room, and I hear Schriffen. Just can't help but notice how fucking bad he is at this. If he never goes to a tailgate, he would have no fans. Dude sucks." And then number two, John Schriffen hater, Leonard, because number one's Jeff Agrest. I think we all know that.
Yeah.
Number two hater, Leonard comes in and says, "Hush voice. He's a plant by Jerry. He goes out hobnobs with the big wigs and White Sox Twitter, wears some aviators, and he's one of us. But you and I know the truth. And then Summer George responds, preach, brother. There is only one problem with all of these tweets, Chorizy-E, is that John Striffen was not on the call on Wednesday. It was Connor McKnight.
He was not.
I saw a rush of people talking about how much they liked Connor McKnight, and no shade towards Connor. I liked his pre and post game work and the sideline job. It does a good job. But as far as a play-by-play guy, I listened to the entire game, Chorizy. He messed up something every goddamn half inning, mispronouncing, screwing stuff up. And hey, you got a little nervous. You haven't done a lot of games or whatever. It's just not his thing. And I it's been cracking me up how overt.
That's why Kerry hates him.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Sure. Exactly. Yeah, very bizarre stuff in it, but I wanted to bring this tweet up there and just like the Connor McKnight thing. I understand Connor's going to have to pinch hit for John occasionally, but
Yeah.
don't turn your hate for John into automatically you like Connor because it's just not that good. I mean, no
It's already
offense
there.
to Connor. It's
already there, and it's all over Reddit. They're like, God, Connor's really good.
No,
like he's so good. And it's like,
No, it's not.
are you people on drugs right
will
now?
say-
Like, it's
I will
not
say I like
it's not that
I
much
like-
different.
I like Connor in the other role. The role that he's
I like
in.
him a lot in the other
He's
role.
just- He's
Yes.
very good.
Terrific.
Very good. Him and Brooke are really good on that telecast.
They're bringing the broadcast up. We've been talking about it on the side. Like they do
Yeah.
such a good job on the around that, and it made it such a nicer broadcast. But it's like to me, he's just not cut out for the play-by-play. He's so boring. Like no offense, but it's just like I don't know. It's just not good. I
Agreed,
can't
Jen.
do it.
Jen says, Connor? ? Exclamation point. Please stop it. Yes.
Let's get a couple more drinks here.
Yeah,
we're
go
gonna
for it.
we're gonna get hammered tonight.
Looking
wait.
like it.
Barry's working on it himself. He's like Barry says, here's a drink for absolutely no reason at all. Cheers, Barry.
Thank you, Bear. Appreciate you.
It's because you care.
I will say, if you
Thank
can't
you,
think
Barry.
of something to say but you want to give us a drink, Barry shows you the way here.
Yeah, just throw it in there.
Let's make up whatever you want. It's fine.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. See, our guy CJ says, life is life, and guys, so I gotta pop in and go right quick. But much love, and I miss you, magnificent bastards.
Cheers. Saw him Tuesday
We
night,
apologize again, Ketel Marte.
We saw him momentarily on Tuesday.
Yeah, we saw him.
CJ. Good to see
Yeah.
you, my friend.
Great to see him. We saw him outside too. And he was well into the night. I was like,
sir.
CJ's gonna have a good fucking night, man.
Yeah, he had some fun. There's no question about that.
My kids
All right.
need to get their ass in bed. It's 8:18. It's time to go to bed. All right, get your ass in bed.
Now, boys, I don't know if you realize this, but last night, approximately 8:00 started, or 7:00 started the first round of the 2025 NBA draft. Now,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
did see
know a lot about the collegiate class that was coming up. I know Cooper Flagg obviously is in the word pick, and there was a few guys in there that I remember from the season that I was like, okay, these are guys. But you get a lot of foreign players in there, or whatever. So I was just watching for sport just to see what's what. And one of the best things about drafts, especially football and basketball, is the clothes that the young men wear.
Oh, boy.
This one, it wasn't as extravagant as usual. There was some highlights in there. Trey Johnson had the short pants almost, where
What?
he almost looked like he was playing a guitar in AC/DC.
I was gonna say Angus Young.
Oh my god.
He had like Angus Young pants on. It was like crazy. Very fun. So
Did,
my
did
question-
anyone do the short sleeve De Niro from Casino?
No,
The-
no, they
or is
didn't.
that- no, that's Goodfellas. Goodfellas.
That's
No,
good.
yeah, I was
fun.
gonna say.
And there were only a few
I thought it was
like,
falling
kinda-
down.
kind of cool chains that say MSS I'd see as a chain guy if we were doing that. But
I
but
do
my,
like
but my
chains.
question for you guys is, and you guys remember 2003 when Carmelo Anthony and them guys had the real big suits? Remember that
Yeah.
fucking huge shit? Yeah, okay.
The Lori Lightfoot.
David,
Yeah.
David Byrne
Lori Lightfoot,
was
yeah,
jealous.
exactly. How much fucking fabric was on that stage? It was crazy. But it went through my mind. If we were there, if we were in the green room to get drafted, which one of us do you think would have the most extravagant, ridiculous fucking shit? Who would be, and the commenters too, which one of the 108ers would have the most ridiculous suit and jewelry and everything combo?
You,
Why you say that?
because you love bright colors.
I do
You
love
know,
bright colors.
You're a
I wear
bright color
colors.
guy, and you just you're not afraid, as you've shown on Twitter and other places. First of all, to purchase clothing for yourself on Amazon, which is that's good.
Oh, yeah. I'll get in there,
but
baby.
also to wear the said clothing that you purchased on Amazon, like your leather sweater. You have a lot of cabana wear that you put out there every so often.
Oh, yeah, baby.
The hats. You have goofy glasses. And then 100%. Yeah.
So hold on a second.
Yep.
Hold on a second. Because I think we got to think about this here.
We can think
So
about it.
We're draft class, right?
Yeah.
So what age are we? We're like 18 to 21.
Somewhere in there. We could be early 20s. Yeah. So
now I want to know what MSS was wearing back then, because I know I was wearing some wild shit. So
so I had a pair of Janko corduroys that were black.
I was gonna say, you guys are wearing thrift store clothes and corduroys and bullshit like that.
I didn't.
You forget
So you
my
can't
formal.
go direct. You can't go direct here.
Here's the deal, though.
You forget my formal wear. Remember, I had that electric blue suit.
At that time, yep.
Because
At that
we
time,
were shopping at Ford City, baby.
I had a lot of Tommy Hilfiger stuff, like shirts and sweatshirts and stuff. And then I had this one shirt that made me look like the guy Gavin News. Well, I didn't look like him, but Gavin from Bush. It was like a same
Kevin
kind of shirt
Rossdale.
that he wore. Yeah, that guy. I was gonna say Kevin Newsom. I was like, no, that's not
It
the
was
right guy. Not the right
governor
guy.
of California and the lead singer of Bush, exactly the same. They're just the same.
That guy, the chokers galore on that guy.
Well,
But
that's what I was
also,
going to say about MSS,
I wonder
Treasy.
if I had money, if I would have bought
MSS
that
is
stuff.
he wants to have a rope, right? He wants to have a chain
like
rope,
that
whatever.
one.
I
Yeah.
could see him having a lot of jewelry. Like I think MSS would be, if we were, that age, he'd be jeweled out. I think he would have a lot of shit. What do you think? So
agree.
like
He'd
that
have a
would look-
grill.
I had
He'd
7
have a-
earrings at that point. I had 6
Yeah,
earrings and then one in my
Exactly.
eyebrow. So I was I did have all the jewels. It was a little cheaper, nothing was all that expensive, but yeah.
See, but the thing is, Beef, like, so some of that, like, so I think exterior wise, you'd see a little bit of that, but like his Prince Albert, you wouldn't see. So like,
No.
you got to think about what's on the outside.
Right, well, we can see.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I think your color of you
But I
just have the brightest colors. I know it.
I
know
think
it
I
for
would
a
have the
fact.
brightest, and I would
No,
be willing to take a lot of risks. I think. I think there's a possibility I would have a big hat like Cam Newton when he looks like the Mad Hatter. Like that.
No, you know what?
Yes.
I could tell you this with pretty good certainty that Beef would come out and he would have on a beautiful sport coat, probably a kind of brightly colored one, but no fucking shirt. That is like 18 to 21 Beef.
Hell yeah.
That is undeniable.
Man.
Undeniable that would be the case.
Then too. I could pull that off.
I think
Choker,
I might have some wild
shirt,
colors, but I think that
jacket.
the no shirt would take it. I'm now on this train. I think
You know what he needs? Like a Native American, like Indian bone.
No, it would
choker.
be-
Those would be awesome.
it would be like a silver necklace from Mexico with a gigantic eagle on it. That's all that would be. That's like,
right. Yeah.
Like eating a snake.
this is not far off from shit I've actually seen.
Real life.
Like,
What? Just because I wore that vest and I want no shirt for that.
we
thing?
both had that chain though. We both had the big eagle
Well, it
chain.
wasn't that big. It was a
It
small.
wasn't huge or anything, but it was larger than
It
an
wasn't-
eagle chain that any motherfucker in our comments had in their life.
It wasn't Flavor.
Was it 2 for 1 at the swap meet or what? When you guys went over and got your hairs cut and you got a
They
eagle
were straight
change
from
or what?
Mexico, motherfucker.
Yeah, man, that's real silver, bro.
Shot ask, what were those big leg jeans? Those are the Jenkos. That's what MSS was talking
I had
about.
the
MSS
Jenkos.
is 100% a Jenko. Or okay,
Yeah.
knockoff Jenko guy.
It was Janko. They were
I was surely a
Jankos, but they
knockoff
weren't.
Turbo guy.
They weren't the huge ones, like where
John
you couldn't
knows.
see the feet. I didn't have those. I had ones that were like not so big. So
Exactly. To prove our Mexicanness. That's right.
Yeah, no shit, man. Like
That's
someone
so
be like, I'm going down to Mexico. What do you want me to bring you back? A 50
eagle
cent
chain.
a 50-cent silver necklace that would cost $2,000 in America.
Smuggle that shit back in for us. Thank you.
Prison wallet.
Just clean it off when it gets back.
All right, MSS, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. Are we ready for me to get divorced? Because I think I'm bringing up something that is potentially going to get me in trouble with my wife. And it just happened today. But like, so if summer comes around, my wife works for CPS and she works in the main office, right? So like she's down there, but at summertime they can work from home. So she's all excited. She's like, I get to work from home. And while I am excited for my wife to be around earlier at night, we're not working so late. I'm kind of like, hey, this is kind of my territory here. I need my space. I like some quietness, and I don't need anything. And so she was like, oh, I can't believe you would say something like that. And I was telling the girls, I was like, your mom's going to be here and I'm going to be mad because she gets all up in my shit. Cause I'll be doing something like working. And then all of a sudden she comes out and she's just like, it's like, what's doing? She's like, what's up? What are you doing? And I'm like, work. What you're supposed to be doing now. Get your ass back upstairs and doing your stuff. Right. So I'm like, so she's only come down like twice, she's like, hey, I built this chair. Can you help me fix the chair? And I'm like, sure, I'll try to help you fix the chair. I haven't gotten to it yet because I ran out of time. But anyway, tonight I go upstairs into our bedroom, which is / also her office. And the window is open a little bit. So the sun is coming in and it's hitting her desk really nicely. And I look over there. And something that I didn't expect to have to deal with was that our bedroom is now becoming a frat house. I have a bottle of water. I have a drink cup that was just bought somewhere. And then I have
a dumb way to lose your marriage.
I have a coffee cup with like
this is very inexperienced husband talk right here.
Are you sure you've been married 10 years?
I've been married longer than that, sir. And then I have another tall drinking glass of water, right? So I'm like, oh my God. So I take a picture of it and I send it to my wife and I'm like, bro. And then I turn around when I'm starting to walk out of the room. I'll look over there right next to the bed and yep, we got 2 more water cups, a water bottle.
Hydration is key.
And then 2 other tall mugs that I think probably have water in them too. Okay. So let's see if you're not watching the broadcast on YouTube, you should be. But if you are, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 receptacles for drinks that are just hanging out in my room right now. Like just hanging out. It's like I was not in a frat house when I went to college. My roommates were, we all had separate bedrooms, so I didn't care what was going on in their room because it wasn't in mine. But right. Like 9 cups, like it's just too much. It's too much, I think. So I sent her, and I did call her bro. And then so I want to ask you guys. I know this was probably a dumb move, and this is bringing this up on the podcast. Like, I know there's 2 snitches that you're married to that are going to tell her, but she can also probably hear this. But also, just like where does this end? Do I bring something up when there's 14 cups in the room, or should I just wait? I waited till 9. I thought that was pretty good.
I'll say you never bring it up. This is this is like if you were walking down the street when Henry Hill was pistol whipping that guy, and you're like, I need to get involved here.
Very bad idea. Yeah, the tact I would two things here, MSS, is I have a wife that runs her business out of our home. And so when I work from home, which isn't, that often, we're on totally different levels of the house. She is up on the 3rd floor. I'm working in the basement. We barely cross paths during a work day in which we're both working. So I get the change in atmosphere, however, but there also should be a level of you could stay out of each other's way. But specifically with all the collection of drinks, okay? I'm not going to say this has ever happened to me, but let's hypothetically say if I've seen something similar to
this.
Right,
yeah.
With 8 to 10, whatever. Generally, what I do is just grab all the ones that are no longer functional, and I get them out of there, and I put them, dishwasher, whatever they belong and stuff. And I don't say nothing because they'll notice. And then they'll realize what happened. Oh, I shouldn't have left all that shit up there. Okay, yeah. And you don't got to say nothing because when you make a big deal out of it, you're looking for some shit. You're trying to start some shit. That's what my opinion is.
Can we circle back, though, to earlier in the story when MySoxSummer said, so I'm there, I'm working.
Where you weren't doing my stuff or something.
It's not like either I'm watching porn or working on the 108 Bachelorette.
Well, maybe. No, I did that on Sunday.
No comment which one.
I did that on Sunday. No, I have
Tadito, Tadito, fuck off. Because MSS has 3 floors too, and that's why I brought it up, because we have homes that are built very similarly. Okay.
Well, I guess.
Yeah, you have a basement. I'm in my basement right now. You're in your basement right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we have a main living floor, and then upstairs is the bedroom. Correct.
Yeah. But
that's how my house.
I don't think a basement is a floor, though.
That's a floor.
Yeah. I don't know if that's how they refer to it.
I've got many buildings in my many floors in my building. Many floors in my
many.
I don't live on all of them, but there's many.
Let's
get a pic from Jayzel. He said she's also draining your internet connection. Time to hit up Xfinity and crank up.
I have Xfinity, Jayzel. Thank you.
Cheers, Jayzel.
I do have Xfinity. It sucks.
We're piecing this all together.
Yeah.
Jayzel works for Xfinity.
Yep.
Barry's back. He says another drink. Just because I can. Cheers.
I appreciate that, you. Barry. Thank you very much.
The gin is going down smooth, boys. Just want to let you know.
Jayzel's back. So people are acting like that kid bunny hopped the rails and gave Marte a Tommy Gamboa jaw shot. We'll
get to that later, my friend.
Man.
That's at the very end, Jayzel.
Back to the show. So don't burn yourself out yet.
Don't get too crazy.
Appreciate you with the drinks.
You're divorced now.
Yep.
But I can, I see what you're saying, MSS, and there could be a little bit of like territory, and you're used to an open pad all day. Well, not all day. For the 6 hours that the kids are at school, you're used to an open pad and doing kind of whatever you need to do. And now this is throwing a monkey wrench into it. It's just a different lifestyle. You're gonna have to learn to adapt to this. And let me ask you a question about all the drinks. Were you looking for one of those cups to drink out of, or was this just for sport? Reporting for sport, basically. Okay, I was just checking.
You understand? Like, I'm not even shitting you. I have one drink. This is my drink that I carry around the house and I'll take with me on places. And this is the only one I have. I don't get multiple cups. Like, I could get rid of all of the cups in our thing, except for when company comes over, because I don't use them. And maybe a rocks glass. So I do need one of those, but then this, that's usually all I have.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
But he's leaving crinkled up tissues all over the place.
Oh, that's true. And messy underwear everywhere. Messy underwear.
In the front and back.
Yep. Both.
Oh, no. A sock that weighs 12 pounds.
Yep. And crusty.
Good luck.
Mm-hmm. Very stiff.
Guys, real quick, because we're right at the middle of the season.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
The banter
time for our season-long bets. White Sox win total. Where are we at, Beef? We're at 52.
That's right.
We're on pace for 52. Let's get there. We're at 26. Midway point, 52. That wins us the bet. We'll pop some mums. We'll have a great time.
We win easily at 52.
White Sox run total pace.
Some mums.
You need over 555 and a half.
Yes, sir.
We're 560.
What's up, baby? Let's go. That's a steak dinner for me. Hopefully, Bavettes. That's what we're trying to get in.
Pete Alonso lead the league in RBI. Fuck Cal Raleigh. This guy's he's a little too hot right now.
He's out of line himself. Yeah, all those home runs.
Drop back to fourth with 64.
Okay,
so we're still in the mix. He's only 5 behind Cal Raleigh.
I like our money at our price. 13 or 15 to 1. Yeah, we're all good.
Cal's the catcher. Even though he DHs, they'll give him a couple more days off than Pete's going to get. So
absolutely, especially if they fall out of the playoff race, we're all good. We're in good shape,
So we're looking okay right now. I'm feeling good.
I'm excited for you.
Not quite horny, but I'm feeling good. MSS, you want to pay some bills for me, buddy?
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to need a good lawyer. If you like house music, hot shrimp, and cold drinks, Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp is the place to be in June. That's right. Every Tuesday night, Lawrence's is throwing a patio party, and you're invited. DJ John Jammin' Jackson will spin inspirational house music on the ones and twos. House-made fresh fruit cocktails and mocktails are available for purchase. Plus, you can get a full pound of our famous large fried shrimp for just $14.99. Fancy a cigar? Ralph's Cigars on Taylor Street will have a selection of their signature infused cigars available for purchase. Sounds great, right? So swing on over to 2120 South Canal Street every Tuesday in June from 5 to 8 p.m. Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp, serving up the seafood you crave for 75 years. Now you're probably saying MySoxSummer June is over, and it is. But you had really good patios on that party, and they think that they are going to continue to have patio sessions on Tuesday. So look for that in July. They had some scorchers. I think your brother fell asleep on my end anyway.
He looks frozen or just sleeping, and he's
he's looking right at a picture of my penis, probably. So they're gonna have probably some more of these. They're gonna get it all together. But now, if you watch The Bachelorette season 1, episode 1, you will notice that our people were drinking these house-made cocktails, and they do batch orders and they make them in the back, and then they have them ready for everybody. Even the non-alcoholic ones, Brendan was telling me, were really fucking good. So they're going to have those available now too. So if you're interested in getting some, you're like, listen, when I go to get some fried pickles and then eat some really good shrimp, I need a house-made cocktail. They're going to have that. So you're going to get ready for that. And it's going to go great on that patio when it's scorching hot in July. So you can get out there and you don't have to worry about your food getting cold. It'll still be hot and you can drink one of those fucking cocktails. So be ready to get over there and just get fucking crazy. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
I like all the little additions that they've been doing, Lawrence's.
Yeah.
We had previewed those wings, and we had a little. There was some wings out there too, in some of the spread that we had at the Bachelorette thing. They're very good. Yep. They're trying a lot of stuff, but they're still the best at the shrimp. The shrimp is still like a bar none the best. I want to grab a handful of it. Right, I didn't even want to use the little pincers. I wanted to grab it just with my hand. MSS. That's how good that shit is. It's delicious, man.
Yeah, no, this is it was fun.
And Mrs. Beef says the mango margarita was fire. Yeah, we had pictures of us on the tables, man. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah, no, it's a wild ride.
You good?
How sweaty he is, man. You did good.
I know. That picture got him going, Loaf. I got to push him.
I don't know what just happened, but the sound in my ear was so loud that I might have went deaf. Like it was.
No.
I don't know what happened, but it wasn't good. I'm sure
you got your woofers blown. You got your woofers blown.
I'm sure it was not good for my computer. I'll be checking that out after the show. But for now, we're back. We're back up and running.
We're back.
Did you guys get started with the next segment, or should
we did not get started with the next segment?
Then let's fucking go. Give me 1 second here.
It's ready. It's in there. I can pull it up if you want me to.
Let's pretend it's 7 a.m. It's first call for alcohol. It's first call for alcohol. Wow.
That's right. It's not last call. It is first call, boys. And first call means we're going to do the same thing as we do in last call, which is
just
each bring a topic.
Yes.
Whatever we want. We're going to bring it to the table. And Beef, I'm going to let you go first.
Beautiful. I'm glad you let me go first because, the NBA Finals just ended. It was on Sunday. And my guy Scottie Pippen's out there flexing on Twitter. He flexed about his, never played in the Game 7 and all this stuff. And but then he had this AI photo out there with the 6 rings on there. And look, I saw it. I was like, okay, it's not a big deal, whatever. And then my messages start blowing, my notifications. Beef, come get your man, come get Pip. This is why we don't fuck with Pip anymore because he's fucked up or whatever. And I thought immediately, I gotta get out here and defend my guy, Scottie Pippen, again because the Chicago culture is jaded against him just because they believe this motherfucker, Michael Jordan, over Scottie. The rivalry has gotten the best of people. They forgot how great Scottie is. And so tonight, guys, I want to play a game, and it is going to be Michael Jordan versus Scottie Pippen. And we're going to have seven topics. I'm going to have you guys guess who did better, Michael Jordan or Scottie Pippen. Because we got to even the playing field. We got to show what really happened out here. What was reality, not what all this fiction, all this fucking narrative. And just because my man Pippen is goofing around a little bit, and then you guys are going against him. So
a little bit.
Here's the first question. I'll start with my guy Chorizy-E. Who of these two guys had more playoff triple doubles, Michael Jordan or Scottie Pippen?
I'm going first.
You're going first.
Yeah, you're going
Chorizy,
first.
I'm gonna say that one's MJ.
You're gonna say
I feel
MJ?
like that's MJ. I think just because Scotty getting the assists seems unlikely to me, but I'm gonna go MJ.
How about you, MySoxSummer? Who had more playoff triple doubles, Michael Jordan or Scottie Pippen?
100%. I'm pretty sure that's Pippen, because Pippen had I was thinking more rebounds. The rebounds is more what I was thinking, but also he could be assisting Jordan because Jordan was making all them shots, so he was probably passing to Jay, and he's just going out there. I'm gonna go with Pippen on that one.
All right, career playoff triple doubles: Scottie Pippen 4, Michael Jordan 2. So Edge,
Yeah,
AI Scottie Pippen. That's number 1.
Motherfucker.
Number 2. And this is an easy one, but I'll go to MSS first.
Thanks.
Who had the highest scoring game in the playoffs? Michael Jordan or Scottie Pippen?
I mean, see, now I feel like that's a trick question, but I'm still gonna go with Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah,
How about
I
you,
gotta go.
Chorizy?
I gotta go Jordan because Jordan got it was 63 in the Garden, right? I mean,
Yeah,
so it's got to be Jordan.
The highest scoring game, Michael Jordan 63 in Boston Garden 1986. And Scottie Pippen got 37 was his high.
Oh,
it was in
okay.
1999 after he was not with the Bulls anymore.
I was gonna
So,
say
Edge to Michael Jordan here. That is 1-1, boys. Chorizy, you're up next. And this
Well,
is
hold on a second.
Yeah.
Because I think this guy, my guy Bez over here. He goes, The Last Dance didn't exactly do Scotty any favors. Well, motherfucker, that was the Michael Jordan controls the whole story thing. Like, of course it didn't do him any favors.
This is my
It
point.
Didn't do Jerry Krause any favors either while we're at it. Come on.
Wow,
Come
he
on.
was-
exactly my
Come on,
point. Thanks
Bez.
for bringing it up because that's exactly what I'm making a point of here. All right. Third thing, and Chorizy, you're up first. Who had more all defensive team total nominations? So
Pippen.
any of the teams, first,
Pippen.
second, or third defensive team. All right,
I
you're gonna say
I don't care. It's Pippen. But
You're gonna
defense,
say
Pippen.
it better be, actually. If it's not, that's a fucking atrocity.
Yeah, it's definitely.
how about you? Both of you say Pippen. Now this one is kind of funny because it is Pippen. Pippen had 10 defensive team nominations. Michael Jordan 9.
Here's the
However,
Jordan's the
first
only one to
team-
win Defensive Player of the Year. No,
out of the two of them, he is the only one to win defensive player of the year. But out of first team defensive nominations, Jordan, all 9 of Jordan's are first team.
of
Pippen
course.
had 8 first team. So technically, this one does go to Pippen. AI Pippen wins that. He had 10 and versus
AI
Jordan's
Pippen.
9. But Jordan got a lot of credit for his defense. Maybe I don't
So,
know.
Here's
Oh,
my
so
problem. Here's my problem with Jordan. Here's
Or
my
not,
problem
right.
with the Jordan thing.
What?
Jordan never had to guard the toughest guy.
Oh no, never. No.
And then it became even less so when you bring in like a Ron Harper,
Yeah,
right? Because Ron
Right.
Harper was the best at guarding Jordan, so they signed him and said, stop covering Jordan. But then Ron's got to take on a good player. Scotty's taking on whoever the best player is. Well,
Yes.
what's Jordan left with? Jordan's left with the guy that can't dribble with his non-dominant hand. Yeah, of course he got a bunch of steals.
Jeff Hornacek.
And in my opinion, that's fair because Jordan had to carry quite the burden scoring. So nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that.
And he
All
had
right,
a Pippen.
But what we're saying is like, well, he got a lot of credit for defense when
I don't
always
have a
guarding.
problem with it. It's just the nominations that he got for it, for beating up on the worst guys.
All right, next up, number 4, and MSS, you'll start. Who had more All NBA team selections?
Oh,
so
just
nothing
in
to do
general?
with defense, just in general, just all NBA team.
Jordan.
All right. How about you, Chorizy? Jordan or Pippen?
I'm trying to think because Jordan misses those couple of years. And then Jordan at the end of his career wasn't that high. I'm going to go Pippen. I'm going to think it's just a time thing. Like it's just a longevity thing.
So Pippen did play more years. So this is like, I like the gamble that you took here, Chorizy. But it is Michael Jordan 11 and Scottie Pippen 7. So wow, that is Michael Jordan advantage there too. And Bez is back. He says, "This is Scottie Pippen reputation rehab, and I'm all in."
All right, Bez, I apologize. We're back. We're back on for 100 beers. We're back on for 100 beers.
All right, now here's a good one. And this Teresa can go first. the most rebounds in a single game in their career. So single game high rebounds. Michael
Dennis
Jordan,
Rodman.
Scottie Pippen.
Dennis Rodman.
It wouldn't be Dennis Rodman by a mile, but yes.
I'm gonna stick with Pip.
Okay.
I feel like Pip maybe had like one crazy ass game of like, you know, he missed 5 shots in a row that he rebounded, you know, and ended up with like 15 or something.
Shakalaka!
How about you, MySoxSummer?
Pip. Pip, because he's just taller, and he wasn't, again, he's just more around the board. He's not shooting every fucking time he gets the ball like Jordan. So yeah, no, 100%.
I mean, the guess makes sense. Michael Jordan's high game of rebounds in his career was 18.
When?
Scottie Pippen's high game of rebounds in his career, also 18. So that one is
Wow.
I was shocked that they were tied on that one.
But Jordan's 18 was with the Wizards, so we don't count it.
No, you know what it was? It had to
No,
been
it wasn't.
early. It's probably like 86.
It was earlier. Yeah, it was earlier.
Yeah, it was when there was nobody else on that team.
It was all Orlando Woolridge misses.
Yeah. So like,
He caught 7 Orlando Woolridge air balls.
Yeah. Scottie wasn't even on the team then, you know? So like, no, it doesn't even count.
Scottie was playing 6 minutes a game because they had to get Brad Sellers in the So man, that's the maddest part I was about Scottie's book.
Dave
I wasn't even that mad about it. I was personally mad that they were playing Brad Sellers in front of him.
You got Jerry in the back. When is Dave Corzine going to get his minutes? Okay, get that motherfucker out there. All right,
he played at the Paul. Goddammit, get him out.
Get him out there. The kids love him. Come on.
All right, now this is an important one, in my opinion.
Okay,
not the most important one because the 7th one will be the most. This is important. Head to head, Jordan and Pippen played each other just one time in their entire careers. MySoxSummer, who won that head to head matchup?
Man, the Blazers. I don't know. I'm not really sure.
To go Pippen.
Because I think I'm going to say that Pippen's team is probably better.
Okay.
Because the only other team like that he would have been like, because they didn't play when Jordan wasn't on the Bulls ever when he wasn't there, and it would have been the Wizards, and the Wizards kind of sucked. So yeah, I'm going to go with Pippen.
I'm going to say MJ. I'm going to say MJ on this one.
I like it. I like the split there. This was December 10th, 2002, and the Jailblazers routed the Wizards 98-79. So that one went to AI Pippen. I was surprised. I didn't know they had ever played each other. Like I was looking up all these things. I was like, oh shit! And that they only played each other once because Jordan was with the Wizards for 2 years, but that was kind of, I don't know. It just didn't line up.
Shitty years, dude.
They didn't play each other more than one time.
Yeah.
All right. The very last one and the most important one, and we'll start with Chorizy-E. According to legend, who had the bigger dong piece, Scottie Pippen or Michael Jordan?
That feels like Pip. That feels like Pip. Like he's so long in everything about him. His nose is all of it.
Yeah,
he's got will produce feet. Like I think I'm going Pip. I'm going Pip.
MySoxSummer. How about you? Are you going Pip as well?
I'm also going Pip.
I want to make bank, bro. I want to get ass.
All right. Scottie Pippen's dong piece, allegedly 2 feet long. Michael Jordan's dong piece, a normal human dick. So that one goes to Scottie. I've got a story. There's a story that goes along with this. And this is from a reporter. And it's been posted a lot of different places.
I think I saw him in the hurdles the other day.
Exactly. It won the race by itself, that thing. God damn, man. Here's the story. So it says, it starts off. So Scottie Pippen's penis is 2 feet long. I told you these are random. This is one of my favorite stories I thought about a while back. Just made me laugh. In 1995, when I was in the locker room with the Bulls, an old WTVN entry that's actually still up. So this is like an old post. Scottie was late coming out of the showers and came out with just a towel around his waist. I was there with the rest of the reporters, including a woman. And I remember how unfair I thought it was that they had to put up with that. But anyway, he sat down to put his socks on, and his head peeked out from the bottom of his towel, at which point myself and the woman reporter immediately turned around trying to act like we didn't see what we just saw. It then dawned on me as I looked down at my own distance from my crotch to my knee that what I just witnessed belonged in a fucking museum. And Mr. Pippen is a foot taller than me. So when he finally got dressed and we were interviewing him, I kept staring at the length from his waist to his knee in utter shock. It had to be over 3 feet. His monster picked out about another 2 to 3 inches from his knee sitting down. So you do the math. Now, maybe there's just some reporter's code or something about never mentioning such a thing for fear of making athletes angry. But for fuck's sake, feel free to anger me if I ever throw that over my shoulder in public view. So allegedly, Scotty was absolutely swinging. Absolutely swinging. I found other anecdotal evidence of this on the internet, and that Jordan, the rivalry between them, the competition, just normal competition, that
started in the shower.
But Jordan, I would say Jordan was always feeling a little way about Scotty was swinging like that. So anyway, thanks for playing the game. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
That was great.
Scottie Pippen just trying to even the playoff field. 2 great Chicago athletes brought us a lot of championships, but I gotta defend Pippen because he catches a lot of shots from you fans.
Good job, Loaf. That was a good one.
Thank you.
I got a game for y'all too. So,
oh boy,
the other day I go down to get a coffee in my building, and I go to the stand, and I go there often. So it's they know me down there because I'm working the building and stuff. And I drink a shitload of coffee, as you can tell by the way I'm sweating right now. But
they know me because I work.
I go there and
I have a job.
The girl behind the counter, she's like, "Oh, did you get a haircut?" And I was like, "It's been like a week and a half." And I was like, "That's awful nice of her to notice, right?" And I was like, "I did." And she's like, "Yeah, you used to have a ponytail, right?" And I was like, "No, I mean, it was getting a little bit long." And then it dawned on me that she thought I was another guy that I work with.
Yes,
guy Hector, another Mexican dude. And it immediately went from it was very nice of you to notice to God damn it, we all look the same. So, by the way, I talked to Hector. Me and him are going down for coffee together.
Oh, yes.
But I want to play a game because of this group. I feel like I'm the guy that most often, hey, you know who you look like type of shit, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Beef, you're familiar with the term OTM from Born in East LA?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Other than Mexican.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you guys 5 OTMs that I've been told I look like in different situations. In some cases, we're going to talk about the situation because you're going to look at it and go like, how would anyone think this? And I'll explain it. But I want you to grade them. Regular grades, A to F.
Okay.
On the accuracy of the doppelganger.
Okay.
And so we're going to start with one of the most ridiculous moments in 108 history. When a girl comes down to our section.
Yes. Yes.
And she is definitely drunk, but probably on a lot of drugs.
You George Clooney looking motherfucker.
Definitely.
And in an attempt to swoon the guy who she most likely thinks has more drugs for her, she turns to me and says, "You know who you look like?" And now I know a dozen people that I'm thinking when she says this. George Clooney was not what I was thinking. So grade on an A to F. The George Clooney doppelganger call. MySoxSummer, I'll go to you first.
Well, so here's the problem, because when you were called this, you were not as gray as you are now, because this is like 7 years ago, right? I mean, I feel like it's been a while.
Yeah, this is a while. Yeah,
you were darker and you had darker hair, I feel like, too.
But Clooney did too, though.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I think when Clooney was darker, like had darker hair and the darker beard, he did not look. Him and Chorizy did not look alike. Chorizy has found a picture that makes it he almost looks like Chorizy in this picture. It's all gray, and with the crow's feet. George is looking horrible in this picture. He definitely looks more like Chorizy. I'm gonna say if this was,
don't worry, I've got way more horrible looking people in this.
The girls when she did it, that's an F. But the picture right now, I'm willing to give her a C, maybe a B-, because it's closer now, but it was not close then. So but I like this picture that you brought up because I'm like, I can see what she's saying now, but like George looks like shit. So it's okay.
What do you mean? He's 64 years old. He looks great. What are you talking about?
I know.
How dare you?
Okay, Chorizy looks like shit. He looks like a 64-year-old.
How dare you?
No,
Go ahead.
let's get a couple drinks here because we're getting behind. I want to make sure we get them.
Oh no.
So Barry says, I hope Gabriel never forgets how awesome he is and how much we all love him. Oh, cheers.
Oh, Barry.
MSS was on the show last night. Go check it
Yeah,
out.
he was. Yeah, go check that
After
out.
this. After this.
I watched it. I watched the live stream last night.
You're not missing anything,
And
right?
Jay Zell commenting on this current one. He said, she thought you were homeless, bro. I don't think so.
I don't think so. No, that's not the case there. Thank you, Jason.
But she did think that she did think I had crack on me. So, I mean, like, tomato, Jay Zell. All right. Beef, your thoughts.
You know, it's
A
funny.
through F.
We laughed our asses off when this happened in real time.
God. Yes, we did.
But the more I step back away from it, the more I think at a quick pass, you have like some of the same symmetrical looks that Clooney does, you know, kind of, and you guys both have like a very, I'll call it endearing, welcoming kind of smile to you, you know, like it's an easy looking smile, you know. And so, like, I think it's a B. I think she was pretty on it. Like, as much as it was drug seeking behavior,
All right.
the further I get away from it, I'm like, that was not a bad call, actually. I thought she was.
We got to go. We got to go to the next one because this was not supposed to be good for me in any way.
This is decent. I mean, it's not that bad.
This next one, I think, is going to require you to describe a younger Chorizy when I had a mustache. And so this is I found this is from like two years ago or something, but Fitzmagic compared me to Father Guido Sarducci.
Great character, by the way.
Great.
Beef, A through F on this one, Beef.
You know, this is you know, like I see the similarities a little bit, but it's literally predicated entirely on the position of facial hair at the moment. It's not the looks that you don't even look very much alike. Like you got a tighter facial structure. Father Guido Sarducci's just like a blob there, kind of. And not that he's fat or anything. It's just he has a weird face or whatever. I'm gonna go D. I like it for its hilarity, but it's not really that close to the look. But it is kind of funny. Like I'm sure we can go back through our old bins of pictures and shit and find something where you got a similar look, and it would be hilarious. But I'll go D.
Yeah, I thought the last one was gonna get a D for drugs, but okay, this one gets a D. MySoxSummer, where you at with this one?
Yeah, I'm going D too. Like you don't look like this guy. No, you don't look like him. Nope.
Okay. This one, you guys got to think back to when I am not is gray.
Uh-oh.
But from Boondock Saints, Rocco. So this one I got a lot in like the the kind of the like 2000 whenever that movie came out in like the next 5-10 years. MySoxSummer, you're up first. A through F.
Yeah. C. I'm gonna say C just because I didn't really know you this much. Like as soon as I met you, you started turning gray, and it might have been to do with me. But it is like
now that I think about it, MSS, this is a great point actually.
It's like I don't. Yeah, I just know I can't. It was so short that I saw you without gray hair and gray beard. So I got to go. Yeah, I'm going like a C. I can't. I don't like it. I don't think you look that good. You look more like George Clooney than this motherfucker.
I agree. So I'm going to also say C because it's all the tertiary things that were part of the look. Your nose is looking like, yeah, I would say it's just the long hair and even the beard, though. You were not a guy who kept the beard kind of tight and held together like you do as a professional now in your 40s. Your beard would get fucking ridiculous. It would be out there just crazy. So you wouldn't be able to keep that. Also, you weren't a big... you don't really have wavy hair. You have kind of like a little thicker, straighter hair. Then this guy's got a little more wave to it. Like if I cut my hair shorter, I would look a lot more like that than you do. So I'm gonna go C just because it's like a lot of surface level stuff.
The next one's a Twitter one, and I have no idea who this is in the picture. So maybe they are Mexican. I want to apologize in advance, but this is from our guy Paul, and this one I felt was fairly accurate. Beef, where are you at on this one?
Holy fuck, that is an A, man. Look at that. You look a lot like this guy. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I the facial structure and then obviously the beard rolling. Like, and you just let your beard grow 3 more weeks. You're exactly this guy. Now you'd have to dye the top because this top piece looking a little dark there. Unless that's a wig. I don't know if that's a wig or
Cardinals
might be part of the hat.
Yeah,
Might be
so
part of the hat.
Wearing a Cardinals hat.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Orioles.
Yeah, I don't think the outfit matches you, but I give this one like I think this is a B plus A. Like it's right on the money, man. It looks tight, and I think the comments are agreeing a little bit with me. David Crosby also says, "Hey, it looks a lot like you." Bro.
Yeah, you squint hard enough. That's definitely a B plus. Yep, because
that's a good point. When you do the squinting eyes, it's like it's the same person. I can't tell.
I can see you wearing that rugby shirt too, like as maybe a joke. Or maybe just trying to
or maybe you want to play rugby like that. Yeah. He's actually going to go out there and play.
Not play.
The hammies won't hold up for rugby nowadays, but
he's getting up. He's getting up early to go drink and watch other people play rugby at the bar.
Fair enough.
That's what he's doing. He's not going in there to get his brain scrambled. That's definitely a B.
All right, and the last one, I've dressed as this guy for Halloween. I think this is my most often guy
the
that I get.
Lebowski. No,
Tommy Chong.
I thought you were going to be the Jesus.
Where are you at? Where are you at with a Tommy Chong?
Listen, I think, man, I'm gonna go. I'm still gonna go C, and this is the thing, because you're not that old yet, right? Like you could end up getting there, but like I'm telling you, I still think. I mean, dude, this is close though. Yeah, I'm gonna go C plus B minus because you still look more like Clooney than you do like this guy, and then Chong. I don't think you look. No. I'm MSS.
Horrible grade. This is an obvious A. Look how much they look alike each other.
I don't know, man.
What nails it down for me even is there's an obvious look like right there. But then when you look at Cheech, how much Cheech looks like our fucking dad, Chorizy. And when you two are together, I'm like, fucking Cheech and Chong are sitting at the other end of the table, and I'm whooping their ass in poker right now. We're playing
when my dad dressed as Cheech for Halloween, it locked it in. It fucking locked it in. I was like, oh man, I'm Chong for the rest of my life.
Man, I don't know. Maybe I'm just too
guy
focused on
the guy from Side Out is my fucking son-in-law now. That's how much I look like Chong.
Oh man, that's the best.
Man.
Even Chorizy smiling now. They look alike. Yeah, exactly.
The
same pose. You got it, right? You don't have as long a beard, but everything else is looking pretty similar. I'm going to be honest with you.
I like that you picked him in his prison outfit too. That's not cool. It wasn't cool. He was selling bombs.
You mean
Chill nasty Nate. It's my bitch.
That's a classic.
I think it's the hair, dude. I mean, honestly, you have better flow than that. I give you.
Oh, wait.
Give you credit.
Wait a second. Chong had beautiful flow for many years. I don't want to
besmirch his flow.
I will normally put my flow up against kind of anybody, but let's not get wild here. I can't put it up against 70s Cheech flow or Chong flow. That's wild. God damn it, MySoxSummer. MySoxSummer, give us your first call.
Yeah. Hey, do you want to get that drink before we
let's get that drink first?
All right.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It's perfect.
Also, doesn't look a fucking thing like Hector. I'm buying his coffee and you guys a drink. Cheers, Mike.
Mike, thank you, my friend. Good to see you around a little more, Mike. Appreciate
it. Mike works with us, and I told that story the other day, and he's like, "Holy shit!" And then he was around when I went and told Hector about it, and Hector was like, I was one sentence into it, and I said about the haircut, and he's like, Hector just put his head down. He knew where it was going. Mexicans know that as soon as something is said about the other person's look, that someone mistook the Mexican for the other Mexican.
Love it.
All right, okay. MSS.
All right, so I hope you guys like games because here comes the third. No, I did not pick a game. My first call is something that I've been like dealing with here recently because the warmer temperatures in summer, as you know, it's approaching. It's on, right? We're in the 90s. Everyone's wearing shorts, and I should like wearing shorts, but there's one thing that like happens continuously in the summer, and it makes me uncomfortable, and I feel weird when I come out of the bathroom with the shorts. And this is what's happening, boys. I don't know if you guys experience this too, but I'll go in to the bathroom and I'm wearing my shorts, and usually I like wear a pair of gray shorts, maybe a pair of tan, you know, and I go to wash my hands, and maybe I wash my hands too aggressively. Maybe the sink is aimed a little low. Maybe the water pressure coming out of the faucet is a little much, but MySoxSummer tends to get water spots all over the front of his shorts, and it looks like MSS has pissed himself. Now,
yes,
for a minute,
that's all right.
For a minute, MySoxSummer was like, maybe I'm getting older, gonna be 48. Maybe I have a little bit of like, incontinence, going on here, and I just got to shake it one more time before I get back out there. No, it's not that. It is definitely the angle of these fucking sinks. They're too low, and the well, you seem to understand it. It comes popping up, and it gets all over your pants, and then you look like this dude walking back out, and you're like, oh shit, somebody's gonna think it. Now, as we're recording, like I hadn't worn a pair of tan shorts until last Friday, and we went and was recording The Bachelorette. That motherfucking bathroom at Lawrence's sprayed all over the front of my shorts, and I was like, oh my god, now I have to go out there and I have to talk to people, and they're gonna look at me, and I'm like, it looked like I might have had an accident in my shorts, and I didn't. It was just washing my hands potentially too aggressively, and it just splattered all over the place. But boys, do you struggle with the same thing or no?
Yes, absolutely yes. And let me tell you where this happens to me. Not so much with shorts, although you're in shorts all day. I have to wear
you go to work.
But when I go to the office, this is where this happens to me. So I'll be washing my hands in the sink there, and I'll notice as I'm kind of like getting ready to go get a towel, I'll look down at my pants and there'll be spritzes all over, like, and you can tell it's not piss because it's not in that area. Piss. Yeah, well, it's just not. Yeah, and so, but then I have to be in the bathroom with the goddamn paper towel, rubbing it real hard so I can get it out because I don't look like a maniac when I walk back into the office. As you key in or whatever, and the office manager's going to see me, and it's like, oh, Ramos pissed his pants again. Like, come on, you can't be like that. So I've shit my pants at work. People know about it. Anyway, MSS, I totally feel you, and it depends on the sink. And I think it's our height where we get the bounce. There's some bounce on the height there. I think it's like a certain level of, if you're between like 6'1" and 6'5", I think is the sweet spot for this.
I was waiting for someone to know about the calico cut pants. Just from I think you should leave, where the guy comes out with like a little bit of that on his pants, and some guy makes fun of him, and another guy jumps in. He's like, no, those are calico cut pants. That's the look. That's the new fashion. And like, there's a whole website made up with pants like that to make it look like that's a new fashion. So people are just dumb and they don't realize that what you're doing is a fashion statement. Yeah. So yeah, I think I don't have this problem. I don't know. I'm too short. I'm too short. I'm too short.
I wonder if there's is there any tall guys?
I have like maybe my stomach's wet when I come out of there. I don't notice.
Yeah, maybe.
And it's embarrassing. And obviously
it is.
We've all done where we didn't shake it out enough and we got a little on ourselves. That happens, but that's not what this is at all.
No.
And it's just, I think it has to do with height, sink levels, and water pressure levels. If the water pressure is really popping, that shit's just gonna fucking bounce. Man.
Can I throw this out there? Can I throw this out there? Beef, I think with you, it's probably, just the water pressure. You're aggressively washing your hands. Yeah. MSS, semen.
It's not nice. It's not nice at all.
Got a drink here from Jackie Trier, and he says, I challenged Chorizy to a flow off. You know what?
Hey,
I would, but the last time I got challenged to something, I got challenged to an ass off, and I got blown out of the park by hockey player Chief. So I'm just gonna keep it to myself this time. But thank you for the drink, Jackie.
Thanks, Jackie. Appreciate you. It's all good, baby.
Chief does have a pretty good dumper. That's true.
Surprisingly, for his height too, man. He's a tall guy.
Yeah.
And says, depends. Beef just referred to depends, showing his age.
I don't know what the incontinence pants are now, right? I guess back when I was used to watching a lot of daytime TV, it was depends. I have no idea what they are now. No.
Adult diapers.
In a few years, when I have to start wearing them, I'll figure it out. Okay. Thank you.
My wife did come down during the discussion of the pee pants and gave me a really goofy look. She was like, what is he talking about? And I was just thinking, oh, wait till I get
This on top.
Somebody narcs on me about
the other
putting
shit
up
you
the
talked
pictures
about
of the
tonight.
drinks. I'm gonna get killed. So, boys, if I don't make it through the night, just remember I have recorded ads in my computer. You should come get them, and I'm gonna play one now.
Pedal to the floor, feeling the rush, driving a Mazda in the month of
June.
May, rolling through the streets, so much fun. Mazda of Orland Park, where dreams come true. Windows down, wind in my hair, cruising with style, not a single care. The music blasting, we're on our way. Mazda of Orland Park, let's seize the day. Zooming through May with Mazda we play, feeling the power, we're here to stay. Mazda of Orland Park, the place to be. Come and join the fun, come and set yourself free. Come and join the fun.
Chris Getz spoke to the media today.
I say, what did the man say on the stage? And he says, Pop, the man comes out and says these things. I said, well, what did he say? He says, Pop, he comes out and says some stuff. I said, what did he do? He says, Pop, he walks out and he goes, hello, suck this and MF and kiss my big black stuff and suck it and stick it down your mouth and suck it, suck it.
I'm glad every time we get to use that, Chorizy. Every time.
That's pretty awesome.
Beef, take it away.
All right. So Chris Getz did speak to the media in the start of the homestand this week. And he had dropped a couple nuggets. I wanted to throw them by you guys first. And I'm going to pull this one from Scott Merkin's newsletter. And this is in reference to Luis Robert and whether or not he'll be traded or if the White Sox may keep him. Could he be a future part of this team? And the quote says, that's a real possibility, Getz said. When you still watch Luis Robert play, you're looking at a guy who can change the game pretty quickly in a lot of different ways. Those types of players are hard to find. That's the reason why there's a lot of attention on Luis Robert, because he's earned that right. He quotes again, he's performed at a high level, and to find talent like that is not easy. Obviously, he's been more productive in the past, but that doesn't mean we don't believe in the potential here with the White Sox. Boys, I'll start with Chorizy. Let me ask you, does Chris Getz really fucking believe that he's going to keep Luis Robert, or is he totally fucking bluffing here because he knows he wants to trade him? Chorizy, what do you feel Chris Getz is feeling about Luis Robert?
I think it's very easy for him to be in a safe spot here, right? And just say like, hey, we might keep him. We believe in him. He's very tradable, right? Because if you think about it, if you're in a negotiation, you don't want to give away any alternative, right? Like, so right. In this case, keeping him is definitely an alternative for him that he can take and say like, you know what, that offer's not good enough. I'll just stick with him and we can keep him another year. No problem. $20 million. We got that Ishbia money coming in, whatever.
Right.
But the more I thought about it, the more I think, let's say we look at this in the second half, that you don't get any good offers, right? You get like the Iverson offers of like, hey, I know you want to trade this guy, so here's nothing, right?
Yeah.
You get that kind of offer. What would it take for you to actually pick up that $20 million
right
in the second half performance? Is it like a 725 OPS? Because the fielding is stayed solid, right?
Yep.
The injury risk is there. We just saw it. We know that's been a known quantity forever.
Forever.
That doesn't change anything. Like 725 OPS in the second half tells you like that's good enough. He's back. That's where 20 like I kind of feel like it is, and that's not a huge stretch,
right?
And so like I don't know why Chris Getz wouldn't be sitting like that and thinking like, yeah, you've got to come with an offer like he's a really good player, because at the end of the day, if you give him some shit offer, dumping him for $2 million or whatever the buyout is at the end of the year, it's kind of nothing. Like,
right?
I get to see this all the way to the end of the season, and if it doesn't work out for some reason, I get rid of him for $2 million, and I don't take your high A guy who can't hit the strike you're offering.
Right.
So I think it's just a way to tell people fuck off with the bullshit offer.
Right.
Like we have a lot of optionality here, which they do. So fuck off with the bullshit offer. It's a totally reasonable thing to say. I don't think it's anything controversial to say. It's just like, this is how you would negotiate in this. It's good to see that he's not just going like, oh God, I hope someone comes and takes this guy.
Well, or that he's glazing him. And when it's artificial bullshit, right? Like you want to see that either. It's like, well, obviously we know he's not playing well. Like, what the fuck? MSS, what do you think? Is it a negotiating tactic? What's going on?
It's 100% negotiating tactic to a certain extent, but you're never going to talk badly about a product that you're trying to move. Like, I don't go, hey, this guy used to be good. He's not really that good anymore. So, yeah. I mean, maybe you want to, maybe you don't. Like, and then just drive the price down yourself. He shouldn't do that, and he's not. But also, the points that Chorizy just made are valid too. Right at this point, especially after the injury, and we don't know where that stands or where that is. Right? Like his tradability, his value is not great. Right? Like it's not good. But from a defensive standpoint, he's still a contributor to this team and does things that we need done, right? And so if you get a off home run here and there or whatever, that's great. Now, is he worth $20 million for a year? Fuck no. He probably isn't. He hasn't performed to that level. But they work out something where maybe we get, because we were talking about this at the game the other day, maybe we get a 3-year $21 million, maybe just $7 million a year for Luis Robert in there with the potential, depending on how he finishes. And Chorizy's correct. Like if he goes through the rest of the season, he puts up some numbers, and you're like, okay, let's talk to him. Like I don't think he's going to have a ton of bidders like after you sign them. We can be right in the mix there, and we can offer just as much money as any of these other people, to be honest. And he doesn't have to move. He can stay here. And so I don't know. It's kind of on him to finish strong and then to see what they can do with it. But I think Chris Getz isn't doing anything wrong here. I think he's doing what he should be doing. He's like, well, we'll just keep him. If it's going to be nothing, we'll just keep him.
Beef to you, like what if they offered him? They said, "Hey, what about 2 and 20?" And it's a prove it contract, but like we don't want to get rid of you. If you just set fire to the world and we still suck, we'll trade you and you'll go to a contender. But 2 and 20, no one's going to give you that much. Well, let's go. Like.
Yeah, the only complication here is he's got Boris now. So Boris will always want to like play some angle or he probably wouldn't even want more years. He'd want something shorter and maybe a lot more, so like the 1 and 20, or maybe he would say, okay, we'll do 1 and 10, but a lot of incentives. Like, so if he plays well, you're paying him up the ass kind of like a thing. Yeah, I could see something worked out like that. I think I don't think that they want to just toss him for the $2 million at the end. And like a lot of people are saying, well, look, it's a 1.5 years now of Luis Robert not hitting, but in this age of baseball, actual good hitters go through long fucking slumps, long ass fucking slumps. Like Christian Yelich didn't hit for 2 fucking years either, and now he's hitting like a motherfucker again. I mean, like shit does happen. I'm not saying this is the case. It's very possible that the Luis Robert thing is done and he's not ever going to return to form. But he was a 5-win player 2 years ago. And so like it's hard to just like for them to just toss that shit and get away from it. And so I find it interesting that you guys, considering it a negotiating tactic. I thought it was a little more of a save face, and I feel like Getz is a little deeper in they would like to move him because I think they're trying to just move on with the roster. I don't think that like when he says that he could be part of a future team, I don't think he thinks that Luis Robert's suiting up for the 2027 White Sox. That's where I think it's kind of like kayfabe and like kind of selling a bit of a line there. Well, and maybe that's what you mean is a negotiating tactic. I just thought it was a little weird to like the approach situation.
But yeah, it would be ridiculous for him to say that he's not.
Right. Yeah. No.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Like,
why play your hand face up? Is what
exactly. Listen, like it's not about what the other people. It's not about what the other people need. It's what you need and making sure that you don't think that they think you have no alternatives, right? Like that you don't have any other thing.
Path already. Yeah.
And so like if your path is defined, they're like, we'll give you whatever, man. You're fucked. Like, yeah. So
you painted yourself in a corner. Absolutely. All right, let's move on to the next thing from the Get Scrum. This is from Scott Merkin's Twitter, and it's a question. It says Gets on future spending. It says, "quote It's really about supporting the long-term vision of the organization. We feel like if there's talent out there that we feel like we can really help us, then we'll go out and do that. In the meantime, it's been a foundational approach. We are sticking to what it takes to improve all areas of the organization and not just relying on free agent spending. The time will come without question. We are much more focused on developing the crew we have up here and developing the players in the minor leagues." My question for you guys is, are you sick of hearing the question about spending, especially with the White Sox so deep in a rebuild where it's very obvious that like spending on a bunch of free agents is damn near meaningless for the 2026 White Sox? Where are you at with this, MySoxSummer?
Well, I think it's a goofy and stupid question to continually bring up. Like it shows me that you're probably not paying attention to the thing. And anyone thinking that they should be spending right now to acquire talent to come in this and to be there is just dumb. Like you're flat out dumb because you're not. People aren't coming to the games because of one superstar on a shit team. Like it's just not happening. Like it's not going to bring up the attendance. It's not going to be anything. We could have a really nice, first baseman or whatever, but you know what? That's not going to help us down the road because anybody we sign right now, free agent wise, is probably not going to be on the team that is actually going to compete. You're hoping, right? Like, because you're thinking 3 years, and you're not going to sign to some long-term. We're the White Sox. We're not signing a long-term contract with fucking anybody. So I think it's just a dumb thing to kind of, yes, I am tired of it. I'm tired of hearing about it, but also I think it shows who in the room is actually paying attention. They're like, so you're going to spend money? Like, okay, well, this guy's not paying attention, so kick him the fuck out. We don't need him around anymore because he's not paying attention to what's happening because they're getting really good. They're getting really good performances from most of the people that are coming up from their system right now and people that they've gotten in on trades, and they're doing a good job of working with what they have. Now, once that is shored up, and we're not going to lose 100 fucking games that season, and the writing's all over the wall, we can go out and maybe start adding some pieces, but we need to find out what the fuck we have. And that's one good thing about this regime is they are quick. They're moving people through. If they're not doing it, get them the fuck out, get somebody else up, right? So that, like, this is, like as soon as the time, I believe him that the time will come, but he's also saying, when the Ishbia takes over and blah, blah, blah. So like we're on the same path. We're all on the same path.
Chorizy, are you sick of hearing this question? I feel like this question keeps coming up for whatever.
I just think it's a lazy question. It's a lazy question. Like it's like we're trying to fill, we don't have anything to talk about, so we're going to fill some time. It's like going, Jon Stewart, what do you think about Chicago pizza? Right? Like it is, we know it's going to be an incendiary response for everybody, right? Like there's no right answer. Like Jon Stewart can't suddenly go like, well, I love Chicago pizza now, because everybody be like, you've been calling it bullshit for years, right?
Right.
So what answer are they looking for here that would make people happy? Because there's not one, right? Like what it's like Chris Scott's going to be like, me, the Reinsdorfs, and the Ishbias were polecats. We were fucking making it rain last night, and we agreed next offseason we're gonna make it rain too. Like, I mean, like, he can't say anything that wouldn't be like just every drivel ass publication going, "Oh my god, I can't believe they're not gonna spend. We're in for it now again."
Oh no.
It's a lazy fucking question, and the response is going to be nuanced every time, as much as Chris Getz can make it, and it's going to be lawyer talk, and we're going to all look at it and go like, "Oh my god, it's Rick Hahn all over again." But you're asking a bullshit question. This team has 26 wins at the midway point.
Right.
How much are you investing in that? Like, if
things are going great.
If you had a fucking car that had two wheels, I feel like Jeff Passan right now. If you had a car that just keeps breaking down, how much are you going to keep throwing at that motherfucker? We had this conversation years ago.
Yeah, Jeff came out and said the exact same thing. I agree.
We got a comment, and I think that goes along with your point there, Chorizy. And it's Mark. And Mark says, nah, you acquire talent when it's available. Good players aren't always there when you're ready. Mark, I 100% agree with you if you're closer to actually crossing the finish line. We are in mile 2 of a fucking marathon right now, my friend.
But Mark's right.
And we don't even know if we can make it.
But acquiring good talent at this point looks different than acquiring good talent when you're closer. Because acquiring good talent right now is like acquiring Mike Tauchman, right? Because you're like, Mike Tauchman is an underrated asset on the market. We could get him for like $1 million, and that is definitely someone that we can trade. So you're looking in a different place. So you're still looking. You're always looking for value, no matter what. You're always looking for talent. You're trying to acquire talent, but sometimes you're trying to acquire near-term talent that's undervalued and really cheap, to then turn that over for talent that you could use later.
Yeah.
And so that's exactly what they did with Tauchman. That's what they just did with Adrian Hauser. That's what they tried to do with 18 other players on this roster who are fucking terrible and has never happened before.
A bunch of them didn't work, but yeah.
Exactly. Like Austin Slater is a good example. Austin Slater's Josh Rojas, a good example of guys who were recently traded and not getting traded again.
Yeah, I mean, seeing this question, and you guys are giving great points here. I thought about the converse. What if Getz said, absolutely, yes, we will spend a ton on free agency when the time comes.
Right.
How many people in the audience believe that statement?
Right.
None until it happens. Until it actually happens, no one will believe it anyway. So why would anyone say it? Like,
ask me after the parade. That's what he needs to say.
Exactly. He watched that shit along with us, right? He was riding. He was like, people like blame him for developing. He was, 6 rungs down the organization. He was here when all this shit happened. He saw all the dumb stuff they said. He's not going to say the dumb stuff they said. If you're expecting for I think most of the people who are like hung up on that stuff are just looking for something to dunk on him in the future and aren't really looking at it like logically. And so, like, each time it gets brought up, I'm just like, this is a huge waste of time. But people are going to quote tweet it and say, oh, he didn't say we're going to spend, or he didn't. Like, I like that people hang on nebulous bullshit. Like, he didn't say World Series. I don't give a fuck. You're not going to care unless they actually make it to the World Series. Who gives a fuck if a guy says, oh, our deal is we're going to win the Super Bowl? You know what? If they don't win shit, what does it mean? Like, you don't care. I mean, it's dumb stuff. So I'm glad that we're on the same page with that.
I just want to touch back on Mark, though, because he says, fair enough. And Mark, you were right. I
agree with you, Mark. Yeah.
I think you're exactly right. It just looks different in different phases, because there are guys too. Like, a good example here is Mike Vassell just getting kind of like dropped off he was about to get sent back on the Rule 5. Because in Rule 5, if you get a guy and then you don't want to keep him through the year, you have to send him back to the original team. And the Sox intercepted him in that path.
Yeah, the Mets were going to send him back to the Rays. Yeah,
that's an example of grab the guy when you can,
when you like
at any point you can. And I do think that, like, Mark's point here is, like, if you see a guy next year that is going to be available and you can get him for like 5-6 years at a way discounted price going into the possible lockout,
and you got nothing
a lot
in the
of a lot of
pipeline
a lot of
that
shit
could
depressed.
fill that spot or whatever, and it's like a perfect fit. Yeah,
Like think about if they don't feel good about Colson Montgomery, and there's a shortstop out there that is undervalued that they like, and that they can get. Fucking go on it. You get them for like 5 and 30 or something, like something crazy like that, and you could fill that spot. Do it. Right field, open forever. Do it. Like I don't want to like I just want Mark's point to be. I don't want us to go against it. We agree with it.
Yeah. No, and it's good to expound on it to a little more nuance in that. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that, guys. Now let's move on to the next thing. Brian Bannister was on Chuck Garfine's podcast. Now we all listened to it. I thought it was great. If you haven't listened to the White Sox Talk podcast where they had Brian Bannister on there, go give it a listen. Some of the stuff's pretty nerdy, as MSS said, but there's some good little nuggets in there. And so I want to bring a couple things over to you guys.
A lot of it was over Chuck Garfine's head, just so you know. I mean, it comes through in the podcast too, because he's like, he does a lot what I'm going to do in this segment where you just say, yeah, yes. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you. Yes. That's what he's going to do.
Yeah, there were good nuggets there. But the first one I wanted to bring up is Chuck asked him straight up. He said, is there anything with the White Sox pitching that you think they have a competitive advantage on? And so pull this up, and he said that Bannister said that, most teams know in San Francisco, they kind of went with seam effects and using that, and they used it to generate a lot of late movement. They had very heavy ground ball guys, and for them, that was kind of like the market of inefficiency there. When he was in Boston, they used high fastballs and power breaking balls, and they had guys like Craig Kimbrell and Joe Kelly and those types of guys. And that's what they ended up using there. He says here in Chicago, so far, it's the changeup. If you had to say something, we've been able to hit on a few changeups with Shane Smith, Davis Martin, and a couple of other guys. They're adding changeups to the repertoire. It doesn't even have to be an elite one, he says, but sometimes it just needs to be a good complement to the rest of their arsenal. If they already spin the ball well, they just need something to balance out to go the other way, effectively to face the opposite hand hitter to put them off balance. So my question for you guys, I'll start with Chorizy. Is the Banny changeup the new Coop will teach everyone a cutter?
Sweeper.
To some extent, yes. But with a caveat, right? Because he does mention the time in Boston. He mentions the time in San Francisco. And those are small periods of time. He wasn't there for like a long time. So it wasn't like he just kept running the same thing over and over, which is what Coop did. Coop tried to do that forever, right? And like didn't find the next thing. And this is something that we've talked about with the Sox a lot, is like not finding the next thing. And part of it is like how insular the whole organization was or has been, right? And it kind of peaks out in little things, like little things that he says in this interview. Like one of the things that like infuriated me as I was driving to work, and I did not crash my car, but I felt like I was going to.
Oh no!
When he was like, "Well, everything was on a server in like the suite area in 35th Street, and we put that to the cloud." So that's like a little thing we did. It's like, what? What? When he says, "Oh well, we moved this to Arizona, and now we get daily reports or midday reports instead of every 30 days." What? Like, and this is
your worst nightmares from what you thought before were true, but it's better now. Is what it turned out for me at least.
But what it like just screams to me is in an organ. It doesn't scream cheapness. So I think that's the first thing that people will jump to is like, this is cheapness. It's not. It's not, because as soon as presented with the good idea, the money was spent on the new idea. And honestly, like a server in your place versus like one hosted by like AWS ends up being cheaper because some motherfucker has to run this thing. You have a human employee here all the time to make sure that it doesn't crash. But so the thing that it like reeked of to me was like, there was so much, this is the way we do it, so this is the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
And Coop was very much, this is the way we do it, so this is the way it is. And I think that you always have to be looking at the next thing. what's going on here? What's going on here? Learn from everything. I've been in the same fucking job for almost 20 years, but God damn it, I spend a lot of time looking at what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
Because you know what? There's a lot of smart motherfuckers out there.
That's right.
I'm not the smartest person on earth. In fact, I'm one of the dumbest. So I need to look everywhere else. And the fact that they weren't leads to shit like this.
Yep.
And so I'm encouraged to see Bannister coming in and going like, we're doing the cutter for now. That's sorry, the change up for now.
Yeah.
And he says the words for now.
He does actually,
Right?
yes.
And so I think that's good. I get the Coop comparison, Beef, because fuck, everybody's gonna say Coop will fix him forever. And I agree with you. That shit's ridiculous. And we shouldn't just like anoint Bannister like that he's gonna fix guys, right? He's got to keep showing us the next thing and the next thing and the next thing.
Yeah.
And so I do like that he's given the change up to some guys, but I want to see what the next thing is, and I want to make sure it doesn't turn people's arms to dust like it has to Davis Martin.
I was gonna say, like the kick change up has been a little bit of a problem. Yeah, he talks a lot about that, and he has very much a growth mindset. If you've been into any of that stuff, the Carol Zwick stuff, he very much is of that. Like you're always learning something new, and he wants to empower the coaches to also like you're always looking for something, always trying stuff with people, and trying to do this yourselves. You know,
I love this comment from God. He said, knowing you're not the smartest person in the room actually makes you smarter than almost everyone in the room.
Right, and it's the reason why I like Chris Getz so far, because you can tell he knows that. He knows that he's got to delegate this shit off to people. He knows I got to get some smarter people in here to teach us how to do all this stuff. That's been the whole operation so far. And so, like, some people are better administrators. This is what early on, we talked about this with Getz. Some people are built to be administrators. Some people, they don't have enough of an ego to worry about, like, well, I don't know that. I'll get someone in here who does. And we'll listen to these ideas and we'll just take the fucking best idea, you know? I don't know if he is genuinely that guy, but he looks like that guy to me. So, Chorizy, I agree with your point 100%. I only wanted to bring up the Coop thing because you think about the difference in, like, the evolution of it. And Coop, back in his day, he was, evolved. He was a smart guy who was
he was awesome at the beginning.
At the beginning, but you're right. When you do the same thing and you never kind of get to the next thing, that the attrition is what happens. And when
everybody catches up,
Williams and Hahn and Coop and all of these guys. And so getting some new fresh blood in here, people who are doing different things. And I hope they continue that process. MySoxSummer, what do you think about this? Is it the Coop teaching the cut or what?
No, I agree with what Chorizy said. And the only thing I was going to say is this is not the first time we've heard, oh, hey, we're going to follow trends and we're going to see what other people are doing, because I remembered yelling about it on the same very podcast and saying, why aren't you doing that? That's the easiest way to get new ideas, is to see what other people are doing and do the same thing, right? Like you just go through that. So yeah, no, I think that it's like all the other stuff that Chorizy said was good. But yeah, no. Yeah, I don't have much to add to that. He did a very fabulous job.
Now, he talked about Grant Taylor in great detail, which was interesting in this discussion. Banny said that back when he was in Houston and Texas, he was throwing too many cutters, and that they instructed him he needed to stick with the high-velocity fastball up in the zone, tunnel that thing with his killer breaking ball. He also mentioned in the discussion that from a recovery standpoint, the differences between when he pitched in the bullpen, he recovered extremely quick, like quicker than a normal reliever did to be able to pitch again, as opposed to when he was starting, when his recovery times were longer than a normal starter. I wanted to ask this question. Chorizy, do you think we can just pencil Grant Taylor in as a reliever for the long term, and that's it? And that a lot of the, he might come back to being a starter type of stuff is just for show, is just sort of like, yeah, we'll never close the door on anything, but we think really this guy's a reliever and let's just let him excel at this.
Well, let's talk about two things here. And I agree. I think reliever is his role. I think that's where Bannister definitely sees him. So the first one I want to talk about with you, though, is because don't throw so many cutters, don't throw so much off speed. The high fastball, the rising fastball is I want to see. Beef. Me and you are very in on this this theory. This is a Rays theory from a few years ago, and Fangraphs did a great thing on it. The cult of the high fastball. Do you think Bannister is a cult of the high fastball guy? Because I kind of feel like I did not think that going in. After hearing that, I started to think that, and I'm wondering, should we be watching this year's draft and see what they do in the later rounds? Because maybe he's dealing with what he's got. He's
for now, or what they can afford.
Bullshit. Well, and we can't afford anything new, so we'll get the broken toys. Is he at the end of the day a cult of the high fastball guy? And are we going to see that in the draft now that he's got a little more control?
I don't know. He mentioned that they were using that in Boston. If you have those parts, you use them. And I think he's a little more cosmopolitan. He's a little more like, let's just see whatever we can find and we'll use that. We'll make something out of it. It's like, in The Departed, he talks about John Lennon. You give me a tuba, I'll get some music out of it. I think Bannister is like that with regards to pitching. But I think he saw this and was like, oh, absolutely. This is what this needs to be. If you have this tool, holy shit, use this. Don't fuck around with any of these other things. This is dominant and go ahead and do it.
And doesn't that like as a pitcher, right? Who maybe Grant Taylor was struggling, just trying to become a starting pitcher. And if somebody comes out and analyzes your game and analyzes the data of all these things that you're doing and gives you these reasons, you're like, listen, you're really good at this, and this is what is working, and these things are that. That's got to make you feel really confident because they're not saying, listen, you're not a starter, okay, because you're not going to be a starter. You need to do this. He's saying, we have all these reasons on why you can probably succeed if you do this, right? So it's got to be so to me,
it's empowering. It's empowering in a way.
So good. Like you just be like, listen, you suck balls at drawing, but you can design the shit out of a brochure. So don't try to draw anything, okay? Just design this, okay? We'll get other people to help you out in these other areas, and you do this. And I think that would just be so much, mean so much more than just like, no, you suck, and we don't want you for this, and we can't figure out how to use you. This is like Bannister going to me like, okay, we got some extra meatloaf left over. What can we make? Like how can we turn this into a breakfast treat for everybody? So that I like this. I like the where he's going.
Beautiful segue to my second point and why you can sleep on my couch after you're divorced. So
pending divorce.
I like that he was talking about like the transition to reliever, and Chuck did a great job of asking the questions about this, like who told him, like all that stuff.
Oh, that was good, actually. Yeah, I love that.
Because I think that like who told Grant is very different than a different conversation that had to happen. Because I've listened to a lot of people talk baseball, and I've never heard someone in charge of pitching say, we really like this kid. We really like his family. He's this kind of go-getter. We also really like the agency that supports him. Talking about the agents was a weird piece to throw in there, but probably one that every pitching coach thinks about, right? Like everybody in charge of pitching thinks about this because they don't have to just convince Grant Taylor that, hey, the bullpen might be good for you. They got to convince the goddamn agent that, like, you know what? There's money in this. There's better money in this.
And sooner. You'll get paid sooner.
And the fact that he jumped from AA to the pros just really feels like, man, this was slightly a money deal. Slightly. The Ishmaels are coming. Don't worry. But but I do like, and I say this in
with peace and love,
possibly the most cynical way that I could describe anything, is that I do like that they're considering that, like, some of these guys might not want to do this because of financial implications.
Right.
And we got to sell the financial implications too, which is why he's out there going like, look at Clay Holmes, look at Seth Lugo, look at what closers make. Yeah. Like he's laying out the financial road for this kid who's coming out of college, wants to be a starter, wants to do all this thing. And they know that the arm just can't survive as a starter.
Right. Or it's not likely to. The percentages say it probably won't do.
It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough trying to do that, right? But as a reliever, as a back end reliever, the recovery looks good. All these things look good. It's interesting to think about it that way.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I'm glad that someone like Brian Bannister is thinking about that way. It's a little sad that it's like, well, we got to run this by their agent first. And then
that's business.
That's what this is now, right? This is adjusting to the game. This isn't going, oh, fuck Scott Boras. We'll never deal with him. Oh, great. We'll never have all the good players that Scott Boras has, right? Like, this is a different approach. And like, I just wanted to point that out because it's kind of like just thrown through in this. Like it's just an afterthought, but I think we should talk about it because it's important to think like there is importance in having a relationship with not just the players, with these agents. And this is important too, where me and you, Beef, we've talked about this a lot, is can we have relationships outside of goddamn Cuba in the international draft? Like it seems like a recognition of like, oh, people like money. This is important. Like, I'm sorry, I'm a little hammered right now, so I'm trying to like throw it all together. But this culminates a lot of these pieces.
It's a wide point that you're bringing together, which is good. No,
it's tough to like throw it all together, but I do think it's good that they're recognizing that, God damn it, maybe an agent cares about if this guy's going to be a starter or reliever. And we've got to sell it to everybody and make sure that the kid's good with it. So when he comes up, he's going for everything. He's throwing 102 miles per hour in the ninth inning. And because that's his payday. Right. That's everything. His agent's behind it. Everybody's behind it.
Yeah, and I think that does come back to what MSS was saying, in that they were reinforcing it in a way. It's like, you're great at this. Let's just let you be fucking great at what you are great at and go do it. And like, why think about it in a negative way? And like, we think about it, if you don't become a starter, the term is you're a failed starter who's become a reliever. Yep. Fuck that. That should not be the term. That should not be the conversation at all. These are all just outgetters. They all pitch and are outgetters. What role are you good at? You're great at this role. Just fucking go do that role and reinforce it. I love it.
In front of the program, going to celebrate his 10th season this year. TJ McFarland out there. I mean, the guy's has a career and is going to be and has a pension. He's going to have health insurance. He's going to be great. And like, and all for being a failed starter, right? Like he could never get that together, but he learned how to get guys out. And he learned how to fucking like continue to survive in a very cutthroat industry, right? Yep. So attitude, but also if you don't have the fucking skills, you're fucking gone. So like he adapted and he's fine. This Grant Taylor needs to adapt to. So or is adapting. Like
he looks great.
And I think Jackie Treehorn might be clear, like right too. Like bringing up Crochet. Taylor has had injuries. Because I went and looked, because I was like, I gotta go make sure this is going on. But like, yes, maybe he can build up. Maybe they throw him a little more. Maybe they throw him in with this. But they're saying at this point, we can use you doing this thing. So like, I think you would be crazy to be like, no, I'm going to hold out and try to be a go 6 inning guy. Like, no, I'm going to come up and help when I need to help. And then you see what happens. You can't have to count him out, but like, definitely, let's just take this path right now. Just listen to the other people that have been analyzing your shit.
We want to see you be great. Just be great. So I love that. I thought that was very fruitful, the conversation on Grant Taylor. One last thing from the Brian Bannister discussion. He and Chuck talked a long piece about Jairo Iriarte, which was pretty interesting. And Bannister delved deep into his athleticism, basically, fellas. Like, he mentioned that he's the most flexible, aka hypermobile pitcher, and one of the most hypermobile pitchers in MLB and the minors kind of combined. And the White Sox worked him out in the lab, and they took him out fine. And Bannister mentioned most of these guys are competitors. They don't want to be just practicing and as opposed to being in game action and competing with other people. They said he took all the workouts very seriously. He said some of the being hypermobile means that they lose their mechanics a little bit because he's so like athletic that it's like he can overdo it. But it also, that's where the upside comes. There could be more potential for velocity because he has extension. There's more potential for spin, etc. So he's returned to AAA. He was great the other night. I saw our guy Ian Eskridge from Future Sox clip his inning, and it was like a dominant ass fucking inning, which was nice to see. 2 questions here. One, do you think we'll see him in Chicago soon in the bullpen as we're starving for big righties in that bullpen? And number 2, given how flexible and hypermobile he is, do you think he can avoid the Marilyn Manson surgery and still achieve the expected results? MySoxSummer, what do you think, my friend?
Let me address the Marilyn Manson thing first. Let me see how tall he is, because Marilyn Manson's pretty tall too. Oh, 6'4", 240. I no. He's he's too thick to be doing.
Do we know
Manson?
Have we
He's
seen
very
him
flexible though?
Have we seen him in just the towel? Do we have the PIP measurement?
That's the, you don't know how much of the weight is there.
I mean, that's true.
You know the distribution.
20 normally,
but holy shit, 6'4", 240. So he's 6'4", probably 260. Right, like that's a MySoxSummer type style.
Very athletic and flexible.
Yeah, and that's just like me. We're all the same. No, I you know what? Here's what I'm going to say, Loaf. He's already been up once, so like he's been with the Sox. He's pitched in 2 games. All right, so he's done it before. If he continues to listen and do the things that they ask him to do and blow the doors off of shit,
that's important.
Yes, he'll be up.
Yeah.
Like I think this organization has shown the current regime that if you perform well down low, you will get brought the fuck up. Like you can get right up there. So
perform well down low.
Well, a lot of.
I think that's the first question.
So no, I think that they definitely will have him back up if he continues to perform good. So yes,
Chorizo, how about you?
So a couple things here. So one, definitely connects his own D. 2, I think it's definitely bullpen for him. But the last piece I want to talk about is Beef. Do you feel like this is definitely a guy that Banny is going to trade? Like that he likes that he's so athletic. He likes that he's so flexible. There's these athleticism pieces to this, but at the same time, it's like I don't trust that the mechanics can stay this way. So let's get him up to the majors. Let's see him have some success, and let's get him the hell out of here. But Gregory Santos, this guy, right? Like, is he this team's Gregory Santos? Where Bannister's like, it's too volatile. I just want it out of here.
I actually got the opposite feeling from this, Chorizy. I felt like he feels like Inebriated has a lot of upside, a lot of untapped upside, but because of his level of athleticism that they're not used to dealing with, and it's been hard for him to keep his mechanics at, like, this might be a longer putt to getting there. So like everyone in the comments has been talking about like, well, yeah, Taylor can go to the bullpen, but he can come back as a starter. See, I see this story as being potentially that, where Inebriated just has me on the figure. All right, make him figure it out for 1 inning. Okay, now let's see if he can do it for 2. Now let's see if he can do it for 3. Like I could see the growth off of that. We were like in maybe year 2 or year 3, where he's in the majors, and you're like, well, we're stretching him out. He's gonna start this year, and you're gonna be like, what? Like he was a good reliever. What the fuck's going on? You know, like kind of like the late Ronaldo Lopez story, right? Where he was a starter, then he was a reliever, and then the Braves are like, give me this guy. He's gonna be a starter again. Like I could kind of see something like that, just because the athleticism, the flexibility, and all that shit like would line up for a guy to start like that, to be athletic like that. I'm curious to see how it turns out, though.
This is your basketball mind. I can tell this is your basketball mind because this is the most athletic guy on the court. He's got all the like, he could dribble, he could do all this stuff, but we got to start him 2 feet in front of the basket and just keep
shooting
doing this, and then 4 feet, 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet,
build it up,
35 feet, and like you just have to keep moving him back and doing that. So I see your basketball mind at work right here with this guy. So I like it. I like it. We'll see what happens.
I'm just gonna say this, okay? And I know this isn't great, but like maybe the Braves had the wrong idea because Ronaldo was like 8-5 last year and 25 games started. So like, I mean, I don't know if he is a starter, but maybe
he was good last year, but they broke him. His shit all broke down. So maybe, they busted him. So like, I don't know. Like he's hurt this year. So who knows?
Like
maybe he
shouldn't
have been a starter. You know,
it's like you assholes with each little super kicker I would get. You would just break that motherfucker. You just pound the shit out of it.
I was too aggressive with that.
A little too aggressive.
All right, a couple more Sox things. Lenyn Sosa hit 2 home runs yesterday. Chorizy, are you worried that Lenyn Sosa, if he keeps hitting, he's going to keep your boy Colson Montgomery buried down in AAA?
First of all, how dare you? But no, I think the way that I saw Colson coming up more recently, is just like some trades happen or some cuts happen. Like I feel like a thing like Josh Rojas just being like, we're not going to be able to trade him, just DFA him, like that kind of thing. That brings Colson up like that. That's my path for him now at this point. But a question that I've maybe back to you, Beef, is like, Lenyn's been hitting. Lenyn can play second. He can play third. We know he can play first poorly. Is he someone that could get traded if he continues to hit just well enough?
No.
I mean, like his OPS kind of stinks, but his average is so high. He's just riding high on just like, I will swing at everything, but I can hit it. He's a Vladdy light type of Vlad Senior light type of guy, where it's like he's going to swing at everything, but there's a lot of contact. There's a lot of base hits.
There's some power in it.
There's some power.
Yeah,
and the lefties, he's going to crush lefties.
I was going to say, I think it would be a real specific fit if someone was looking to trade for him, because he's not enough of a, like, he can't play short. He's not really
horrible
much
in the
of,
field.
He's not much of a glove at second or third. And here's the thing, like, he's okay with regards to athleticism at those positions, but like MSS says, he's bad because he does a lot of dumb things. Like he tops his average-ishness with some dumb shit and turns into a bad defender, kind of like in every position that you could put him in. Like he would need a real specialized case. Like someone just needs someone to crush lefties. Like if there was a team like last year's Royals, where they couldn't hit lefties at all, right? And they claimed Tommy Pham after he got let go from the Cardinals because they're just like, we just need right-handed bats. Anyone that could fucking swing against the lefty, we desperately need for this playoff rush.
Yeah. So like, last year's Orioles, they picked up Eloy and Austin Slater.
Correct. Like, so like that would be the kind of fit, right? You wouldn't get much for him, but that would be the fit of just like, we just need a guy who mashes the shit out of lefties, which Lenyn does or whatever. I would like to see the White Sox hold him now that you've kind of figured out what he can do here. And then play that role. Just basically be the bench piece and play that role. We talked about it before the season, Treasy. You and I are both comfortable with him being a bench piece and saying that he's not on a development path. He kind of does what he does, and just play him in the optimal spots. And so don't overexpose him on defense. Don't play him against tough righties, and you're going to get some production out of Lenyn. And then he's kind of showing through that. He's probably a little more exposed than he needs to be right now. But he's on pace for a one WAR season, like one F4 season. He's
like
he's okay.
Rojas didn't
positive WAR right now.
Platoon.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Treasy, if Rojas didn't stink, they'd have a nice platoon out of it. And you're right, MSS. Like, he's on pace for a one F4 or something like that, or 1.5. That's a totally decent, reputable, bench player. Mm-hmm. You want to have those. Like, I think what they made the mistake with Romy Gonzalez, where like they tried to play him all the time, and it's like you're not good enough to play all the time. But Romy's kind of similar to Lenyn in that they can do those things, and just let them fucking do those things. And so I hope that is the case. For now, I like him in the lineup because he's one of the few guys that is going to be swinging all the time. See, like the 3% walk rate doesn't work when no one on the team walks, and you're really exposed there. When everyone else on the team walks, some guys need to swing and do some shit. And so Lenyn fits okay in a group in which they walk a lot. So he's not a good player, but he's not as bad as I thought. I apologize to Ian Eskridge. He was more right than I was right about Lenyn Sosa. I'll leave it at that. All right, last White Sox thing. And this happened on Tuesday. We were at the game. We didn't know what was going on. We didn't find out until afterwards. But there was a fan that was yelling at Ketel Marte, some sensitive language towards him about his mom that had passed away in a car accident. That fan not only was ejected from that game, which I'm 100% in favor for, like loudmouth idiots, kick them the fuck out, always do that. But he has been banned from not only Sox Park, but from all baseball stadiums for life. So, guys, we don't know exactly what was said here. We know there was something, but do you think that the punishment in this situation fits the crime? And I'll start with you, Chorizy. Do you think the punishment of a lifetime ban fits the crime?
Well, there's a lot of levels here. So I want to start. Let's start with the guy and what he was saying. We don't know what he was saying. We have no idea.
We don't have an exact verbiage. You're correct.
But I'll just say that, like, fuck your mom stuff, or, you know, hey, your mom this, your mom that. I'd ban you for just that. That's uncreative.
Just because you're dumb.
Yeah, come up with something better. That's fucking weak house anyways, right? And then, you know, and he said the shit, and Terry Lavola was like, hey, that's what the fuck's wrong with you? Why are you doing that? However it all went down. One, weak house. Like, terrible fucking shit talk. I hope you're not in the park anymore. But two, the lifetime ban is total bullshit. Not in terms of did he deserve it or did he not deserve it, but enforcing it.
Yeah.
You can't enforce that. How do you know who that motherfucker is? Or he's face scanning everyone in? Because I'm pretty sure Gunn has gotten into the building recently.
Oh,
so
allegedly.
So I saw the Scott Reifert thing. He's like,
in like 2 years.
We have ways. You don't, because
No.
Slim Mick was banned from fucking Comiskey Park 10 years ago, and I've been to 50 games with that guy. you have no way of doing this. So
it won't be 51 now, though.
Snitches get stitches. Yeah.
It's just bluster.
It's like, oh, yeah, motherfucker.
He's banned from the whole thing.
Slim Mick's
Like,
gone now.
I bet that motherfucker could go on today and buy tickets. Like, I don't think there's anything stopping him from doing it. It's just a lot of bluster. But at the end of the day,
A lot of bluster. I thought you said something else.
just be a little fucking respectful. Like, can we just be like, we could talk shit to play, like a guy drops a ball in the outfield and you go, nice fucking catch, asshole.
Right.
That's not even on the line to me.
Right.
Right.
No one's getting kicked out for that. That's normal. What are you yelling about someone's mom? What's wrong with you? What are you, 2?
Enough to make him be that upset? I mean,
Well, even like MSS, don't even worry about the reaction. Don't even worry about the reaction.
Get that for a second. Yeah.
How fucking weak is your game?
Right.
If you can't fuck with a guy about something that's actually part of his,
right.
Like you're talking about a
yeah.
guy's mom. It's weird.
No, for
Yeah,
sure.
Weirdo behavior. Weirdo behavior. So
It's
so
strange.
first, fuck that guy. But also, they have
100%.
no way to enforce this. So if you're mad that like this guy's kicked out of every park forever, he's not. If you're mad that like they didn't like this guy's talking shit about somebody, he's a loser. Like we're like, the guy's a loser. He's actually not kicked out of every park. We should be good.
MSS, what do you think? Crime fit the punishment?
I think this is, and I haven't seen these people, and they're probably out there, but I haven't seen them. But it's going to be the freedom of speech people. You can say what you want. They're professional athletes and all this. And you know what? You're right. You can say whatever you want. And you should be able to go out there and feel comfortable with putting your foot in your mouth and then paying the punishment for what your stupid ass has said, in which he's getting right now. Yes, this is not a right. It's not a right to go to a baseball game. It's not like something that they can't take away, and it should be taken away. And I sent a message. I just sent a message to our inside guy with the Sox. Be like, do you know what this guy even said? Because I would like to know what he said. And from what I've learned, for my dealings with the team, if it's something really, really bad, like they're going to just not put it out there and they're going to save face for the guy and just let him like, just here's the punishment, just shut up. And if the guy, apparently he's from Naperville, Tadahito is saying that he's
that
Naperville.
was out on the internet too. They were saying
so.
Yeah. I think his name is out there too. I don't want to put his name.
Okay, yeah. I don't need to do that either. But I'm also wondering if he's not out there saying, oh, you know what? All I said was like, if he thought he didn't do anything wrong, why isn't he out there saying, oh, I only said this, or whatever? I'm going to assume it's horrible and just go with that. And you just take it and you just shut the fuck up and you go like, I'm not even going to try to engage in this and make it a big deal. Go to the Boomers game or something. You're banned from every MLB park. Go see minor league baseball.
He'll probably be in the park this weekend if he wants to.
Absolutely. No, I mean, my thought on it was, Chorizy, to some of what you're saying is like just a level of decency, man. Just you don't need to act like a big asshole. And then when you've been asked to stop, like that was the thing. Like they were talking about, he went through. They said, hey, you cut that out or whatever the fuck. And he went through that. It's like, you're just being an asshole for being an asshole. It's like, enough of that stuff right there. I'm not a big heckler of players. I think it's fair game, like Chorizy said, to make fun of them for things on the field or whatever. But I thought about this a little different than you guys, honestly. I don't like the permanent ban. I think a 1-year ban kind of does the same job as the permanent ban because Chorizy, like you mentioned, they'll never be able to enforce it. In a short term, yeah, they could put up pictures everywhere and say, if you see this asshole, do not let him in, blah, blah, blah. But there's no way anyone's going to keep that up for very long. So to me, like a 1 year is good enough. However, when the 1 year's up, here's what I want. In a world in which we could achieve this, I'd like the person to have to, when they can come in the ballpark, they gotta be denoted in some way. I would like them to wear like the cone of shame, like on the dogs when they got surgery, they got to wear the cone. Or if maybe you just give them like one of those ankle monitors, and then when they say any certain combination of words that are offensive, it's Brace Mustard all over the shirt or some shit like that. Like you got to designate the guy and something. You can shame him in the future for being a dumbass. Like I think there's an angle here to do this. You guys okay with this? Like we invite him in the ballpark, but everyone knows you're the dunce that did this, and we're gonna keep an eye on you the rest of the game, kind of thing, in a fun way. Not it's like
the red jersey you put on the quarterback so you don't hit him.
Exactly.
Put that on him.
You put the red jersey on this guy and say you were an asshole before. You've been kicked out of the park. Yeah,
I was an asshole, and I'm taking now. If he can take his punishment, then sure. All right, you're gonna go through with that. Yeah, why not? You should always be knowing that. Like you should always know who is a big dick. Not has a big dick, is a big dick.
Not Scottie Pippen, but who was
right. No, not 2 foot dick. Yeah.
I think you go a different way. He has to go to every game in Sacramento for the rest of the season.
Oh man,
you've been assigned. It's a work release. You're signed for that.
I don't give a shit what your job says. You need to be there.
You're gonna be there. This is your penalty, my friend. You got to go out there. That's fucking. Now, the one thing I liked about this though is that I do like the idea of kicking out fans out of your section willy nilly. If a fan is acting up, they should be kicked out. Chorizy, I don't know if you know this, but when I played for Tom White, the first year I played at De La Salle, he had a policy with practice. If you were fucking around, he would just kick your fucking ass out of practice, and you would hit the showers and go home immediately. So 3-hour practice, if it's 17 minutes into practice, and he tells you to get the fuck out of here, you would just go home, and you'd be kicked out of fucking practice. Now, it wouldn't be like a long-term punishment. You came back tomorrow, you were expected to do your fucking job. But he didn't want everyone to be distracted by your fucking bullshit. And so he was quick on the unleash that. I never got kicked out. I was always about my business. But my guy, Matt Masivic, you remember Matt Masivic?
Yeah.
He was the cross-country champion of the state. He got kicked out of practice 3 times that week after he won the cross-country championship because he was fucking around constantly. My thought is this. You make each section has a captain who is in charge of the kickouts. And in my opinion, that can be any one of the 3 of us. I mean, Chorizy might be the best one for it. But if Wally Money is disrupting the bachelorette date, we can insta-kick him out. Wally, you're fucking gone. Go to fucking Corks. Get the fuck out of here. If our guy, Gabriel Bearstown, is screaming at every St. Louis Cardinals fan about his fuck the Cubs shirt.
That's why I can't be it.
We can kick Gabriel's ass out
every night.
I love Gabriel, but you were a little too much, Gabriel. You got to go to grandstand, hang out until your dad picks you up. That I think the power of kicking people out of the 108 would be beautiful, boys. You down for this or what? Yeah, no free ads. A good point.
I do like being able to kick somebody out willy-nilly, just because. Like if they have,
you're being an asshole right now. Get the fuck out of here.
It's too much right now, and it's only going to get worse. So please leave. You know that I'm all for that. I'm all for that because I think that makes people like get their shit together. Yes,
yes. We are pitching 108 Kong Show,
Bong Show. I want a 108 Bong Show. Now, I did see something. This is another angle, and this is what I'll close on. And I don't want to push this any further. But David Crosby says, "I'm tired of crap like this that Cubby fans, Cubby clowns use to dunk on us." And I'll say this: one asshole fan does not represent us whatsoever. Right. And so, our guy Sal was like saying, you know, like they were like, this is always. I feel so embarrassed to be a Sox fan. I don't
either.
Feel embarrassed at all. This is not representative. We go to 70 plus fucking games a year. This has happened one time, and I don't know how long. I don't ever remember this happening in all the years that I've been attending White Sox games. This is not representative of Sox fans. This does not make me feel any type of way other than like this guy's an asshole. And you know what I've learned in 48 years of life? There's a lot of assholes out there, and you can't be beholden to those people. They're like, that guy at NIU was such a dickhead. Do you feel embarrassed to be a Husky? Absolutely not, because you know what? He's just a dickhead. He does not represent me, right? So it's just totally different. So like I get what you're saying, David, and it's like, it sucks that these are going to say that, but you know what? There's a lot of jag-off Cub fans too. There's guys out there begging for money to go to Tokyo. Does that represent of every fucking Cubs fan?
Hey, I'm trying to get him on the podcast in a couple weeks. Take it easy, MSS.
All right, I'm sorry. He's not a jag-off, but it's just like it just doesn't bother me like at all because you got the league, bro, the father and son punching out these. That's not me. Me and my dad have attended plenty of games and gotten rip-roaring drunk together a lot of times. We've never jumped the wall and tried to stab a first baseman with a pencil. Okay, we've not one time have we ever done that.
No,
so no, well, not yet. I think he's entering into his.
He might be the age where he's not going to be jumping there.
Anything. Can't do that anymore.
Yeah, no, it's true.
So I just was just like, this is not representative of any of our base. Like, it's just not who we are. So, and it's funny because like no one pays attention to you guys anyway. And then you're like, oh, look what your guys are doing.
You guys are the worst.
Yeah, suck my dick.
All that's to say is, if you believe in all this, get our goddamn bubble. Okay?
Yes.
Go to 108.ing/bobblehead and get your tickets for our bobblehead night. But now, guys, it is time for thank yous and GFYs. BeefLoaf, who are you thinking of GFY?
Before my thank you, let's get to this drink. J-Zell says, Sox fans fought the first base coach. We're aware, J-Zell.
We know.
Was not us.
Literally just brought it up.
Canaryvillers will Canaryville.
They do what they do. Thank you for the drink, though. My thank you goes to my daughter, Bonita Stakey. She just decided the other day to bake a bundt cake all on her own. Absolutely no guidance. Just fucking, I got a recipe. I'm gonna fucking do it, and she absolutely crushed it. The cake was delicious. So I just want to let you guys know, if I show up to the ballpark and I'm looking a lot fatter than usual, it's because my daughter has turned into a master baker and I'm eating everything in goddamn sight. So I thank my daughter for that delicious cake. That was fucking wonderful and a great surprise.
I kind of wish you hadn't told us about it because now I want to try this cake and I know you're fat. I can't eat all of it.
There's still some left, so you might get to try some.
MSS, maybe we get some this weekend, huh?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I better get there tomorrow very early in the morning. I have a thank you, and it's a thank you to Andrew, Noah, Danny, Brett, Brendan, and Shannon for participating in my brainchild of the 108 Bachelorette. Now, without Shannon, this doesn't even happen, right? Like, and without Shannon posting tweets about how pathetic her dating life was, I don't think, hey, we could probably get this girl a date. And without participants, without these guys saying, you know what, I'm going to throw this bullshit to the side. I know I'm going to get heat online, but I'm going to do this anyway because it seems like a fun idea. I didn't have to explain the concept to anyone. Everyone knew that this was fun and it was campy and that's how it was supposed to be. And that's how it went down. So when I finally get done editing episode 2, hopefully we'll have it by Sunday. We got Sox games all weekend, but I'm going to try to get that fired up. I did not get it done today. So we'll get this going. But I want to thank all those guys and girl for doing that. It was fun. Also want to thank Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp for setting us up big on Friday.
Absolutely.
I mean, fed everyone, fed our whole crew, then fed all of them and drinks and everything. And Cork would have done the same thing had I contacted them and said, hey, we're doing this thing at your place. Can we get a couple of things? But I didn't ask that because I was like, we can spend some 108 money on a couple bits every once in a while.
We'll be up there tomorrow night.
That's
right.
We'll
be there. We'll be there. Now, I have one GFY too, and then I'm done. And my GFY is to loaf. And the reason that it's to loaf is because now every time I go to a goddamn thrift store and I go to try something on or put something, like just to check to see if it's getting bagged, I start getting itchy. And it's like, I'm going to become that guy from that picture because you put the shit in my head and I'm going to have some skin disease.
I love it. Yeah.
Some thrifted clothes that I bought, and I am fucking mad at you. So go fuck yourself, BeefLoaf, because every time now I get the itchies.
Yes,
Chorizo, who are you thinking or GFI?
I'm thinking Rich for this fucking awesome glass, man.
Those are awesome, right?
Man, yeah.
It's fucking incredible.
I don't have mine, but I love mine. Mine is awesome.
But I also want to tell you on the Catal Marte thing, just be nice to each other, motherfuckers. We're on this earth for like 15 little seconds of the whole fucking existence of this planet. Just be kind to each other for fucking a little bit. Doesn't take too much. Have a good night, you motherfucker.
In the city of Chicago, back in the day, there was a ball player. They called him Jizz. They said playing for the White Sox, he had a certain flair. He hit 69 home runs, man, that ain't fair. He swung that bat like a wild tornado storm. Every time he stepped up, he smashed it. It was the norm. The ladies in the stands, they couldn't help but stare. The legend of Alejandro Jizz spreading everywhere.